the team.
Misdodged by that much.
Hey, that was bogus. You could have let him finish his thought. That was bogus.
All right, it wasn't meant to be for Ronan. I was aiming for Taj though.
You know, I'm having a stressful week, and I'm not gonna let you get to me, okay?
I offered Taj a chance to partake in a good show, and he shot me down. But it's cool.
Because the show is pretty much Teen Wolf. What the fuck I'm gonna watch that for?
It's not Teen Wolf,
the
though.
only difference is it don't got vampires. Teen Wolf don't got vampires. That's it. Literally what you.
But this show is it's also a comedy.
It's Teen Wolf if it was made in the 90s. That's what it is.
That was
What
made
show?
in the 90s / early 2000s.
How would I know that? You the only one that saw it. I'm not watching that, bro.
Taj, I watched House of Anubis.
How?
Amazon Prime. I have my way.
You paid for it then? Because
I bought one episode.
Just one.
Yes.
So you expect me to watch the first episode of that bullshit? It looked bullshit. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes, it's an old show. What? In 99.
I've watched old shows before. I watched Charmed. Beverly Hills 90210. Those shows hold up and they old.
It's also uploaded to YouTube. Like it's old. Like this show used to come on ABC Family when I was a kid.
I've never heard of this show.
What show?
It's called Big Wolf on Campus. Stars
I've never
Brandon
heard that
Quinn.
shit a day in my life, bro. That shit sound foreign as hell.
Taj, the king of all haters.
I'm not a hater. I'm gonna watch the first episode. Okay, Lance. There you go.
Thank you. I
will let you know Friday.
Wow.
How
I sent 3 Dubs the link too, but 3 Dubs told me I don't watch white people shows. It's a Canadian television series.
And I watch Canadian shows. I grew up on Degrassi, but that
Yeah,
shit
this is
whack.
this is a Canadian show.
I don't know, bro. It sound whack, bro.
I'm not gonna comment on that.
I'm gonna watch the first episode.
And it was produced by Saban.
Oh, it's probably
That's
bad,
why it's
man.
trash.
It's not trash. This show is actually really good. This show is really good. You know what show was trash though?
Power Rangers first season.
No.
I ain't even start them episodes, bro.
Smallville. No, it's fun. I ain't started either. I didn't start those episodes either.
Look
But
at the time. It's
since we're all here and
First of all, hold on. Before we get into it, is that show on the tier list?
what
What?
show?
That wolf
Oh,
show
of-
that you talking-
Of supernatural shows?
Yeah,
Yes.
is that
Me and
on there? That's why you told me to watch it. This
Yes.
is bullshit.
Me and Tosh have an upcoming video that 3 Dub is not involved in because
What time are we doing it on Friday? So I make sure I'm ready. 'Cause
I don't
that's the
know
only
yet.
day I got free. Oh, okay.
I'll
Well, you let me know.
probably I get my haircut around 4 my time, so I should let's just say like, are you free like 7 my time?
Yeah, I should be good.
Okay, yeah, we'll do it then. I gotta
It'll
go
be
get-
8 for me, but like I won't be doing nothing at that point.
Okay, I gotta go get cute because Saturday I can't. I have to be at the DMV so I could get my real ID.
people watching this don't know what you're talking about.
Everybody knows about the real ID thing. Like you can't board a flight.
No,
unless
no,
your
no, I
ID
meant
has
the
a star
show.
on it.
I meant the show for the podcast or whatever. You didn't mention it.
So we gotta get an actual new ID for this bullshit.
Yeah.
Man? This is
Yeah.
stupid, bro.
Although
Yeah.
I could use my passport, right? When doing the
Yeah.
flights, like
But
Yeah.
I don't have before Comic-Con. I don't have time to wait for a passport to get here. I just
I
gotta
get
wait
that,
in that
yeah.
line.
yeah. Eventually, when I have the nice fundings for that, I'll
That's
get
so
that new
whack
ID.
that we can't like use our license and stuff.
Dude, not only
It's like
that,
an actual ID no more,
fucking-
bro. That's so whack.
listen, not only that,
Your
fucking
license has to have
Southwest.
the star on it too.
Yes. Dude, Southwest is now going to be charging for
Bro,
baggage that you
I
put up. Like,
I still have not booked my flight home yet. I've only booked the flight down there. So I'm trying to hurry up and book the flight back before the end of the month.
No. Stay down there. Stay down there. Stay down there.
If I
crazy.
could stay in Cali, I would. But you know, I'm
Yeah,
not.
all right. With all the
hurry up.
goddamn fires and stuff. Listen, it's better than being in goddamn Florida with alligators.
Exactly.
No,
The percentage of alligators that you can come across in Florida in the area that I live
bruh.
is negative 0%.
Because
Didn't you already say it was one on your front door?
No,
Nah, bro. I saw a video on TikTok of 2 alligators on this person.
that was a bear.
Nah, I saw. Oh, you had a bear come to your yard? Hell no.
Yeah,
Anyway.
bear, like standing on all twos.
Oh no, I
10
saw a
foot
video
tall.
on TikTok of 2 alligators at somebody's door, and one got up on the thing and hit the doorbell. It was real. Nigga,
Yeah.
I'm never going to Florida, bro. Fuck. Nah, I'm not going back, bro. I'm
It's
not
the
going to
glades
Disney
that-
World. No
alligators.
nothing.
Where-
No, because I
oh,
was in Orlando, and it was
Orlando?
alligators on the fucking golf course.
Orlando.
Well, it's not up where Georgia and Alabama are.
Man, hell no. Fucking alligators, bro. I see one, I might fucking panic.
No, you see a bear, you freaking panic.
I seen a bear before.
Not up close,
I have seen a bear up close.
like without a leash and a cage in front of you.
Yeah, because my peoples go hunting and stuff. Like on my stepdad's side of the family, they do that.
3
weird
feet
stuff.
from you.
I can't remember how far it was, but it was like close enough that I was like, it went past. It didn't see us, but it like walked past or whatever.
Like it knocked on my door, and I thought it was like
See, back
someone
then
knocked
I
on my
was
door.
skinny enough to fit behind the tree real quick, so I was just like, let me like slide real quick so it don't see me. I don't do that type of stuff.
But I can finally do the opening because we were just talking. What's up, Cameron? Thank you for the $5 super chat.
100 men against a gorilla is a bad porno.
True. But welcome to Party Nation
What did I just
Live,
hear?
where there's always a party, and we're the nation where it's live at.
Of domination.
That was
That's a
terrible.
wrestling
I'm sorry.
thing.
It was. I'm just gonna sit here.
Today is like a Marvel themed.
Thank you,
stream.
Cameron. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Cameron. Also with Ronan is Mr. Fantastic. Not because he's Latino. 3Dub is a disembodied voice because he wants to be Zordon
OJ.
and or Jor-El from.
Did you say you're OJ? Is that what I just
Excuse
heard?
me?
I'm so confused.
And Taj is here with his arms out because he wants to make me feel less secure about myself.
Dang, listen, I'm a former athlete. My body is in shape. I can't help that.
Yeah.
My fault.
But I want to go back through these comments because they're actually hilarious. So Maddie says, "Ooh la la." Maddie, is your profile picture a fish? Like, what is that?
Wait,
Is that a piranhatron?
lot of who?
I don't know. Dalton Bell posted the asterisk.
Talk about my arms.
Party Nation
I be
asterisk.
working on them.
Yes, because Party Nation is secretly the new council of creators. Don't tell Chainsaw though.
He gonna see this.
Yeah, I've stolen council of creators from Chainsaw. It had to be done.
You stole his cock.
Somebody clip that.
Wow. Taskmaster Nation Rise. Nah.
Man.
Is this Council of Woke, aka Party of Woke Nation? No, this is legitimate Council of Creators. Also
First
with
of all,
a little
I love that profile
pipeline
pic.
mixed in.
Fucking Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts. What are they dropping Kingdom Hearts for?
No clue.
I'm
We're
ready
supposed
for
to
that.
actually get that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know.
They confirmed it a while ago.
Hello, wife.
A stuffed animal should make an appearance in this video.
Nah. Let me see. Always Jeffrey. Jeffrey says there can only be one. Cameron says, hey, everyone. What counts as a white person show? Friends.
You ain't lying. I couldn't get into that show. I tried.
Jeffrey said, hi, Dalton. Hi, Lance. Hi, Ronan. Hi, 3Dub. Hi, Tosh. The hater of the group. LOL. Just kidding. Dang.
I'll be there for you.
You know, what did I do to people? Nothing. Not a damn
Maddie,
thing.
I do need a haircut. Like, I need a line in. Like, see, me and Taj are black. Taj can tell when I need a haircut. Taj, do I need a haircut at the moment?
Yes.
Thank you. 3Dub needs a haircut.
Huh?
3Dub might got a haircut. He just never on goddamn camera.
True. We were talking about, okay, so me and Taj have a upcoming ranking video that we're gonna do where we'll be ranking like supernatural themed shows like Buffy, Teen Wolf, The Vampire Diaries,
Ghost Adventures.
Who?
Ghost Adventures, supernatural show. It's a reality TV show, but it's just a joke.
I don't watch that. Nah.
I don't know what
But like Supernatural, the originals, stuff like that. We'll be ranking that, and it's a show called Big Wolf on Campus, which was like Teen Wolf before the rework of Teen Wolf, but after the Teen Wolf movies. So yeah.
Ghost Whisperer.
Oh, I loved Ghost Whisperer. Hey, Ghost Whisperer was cold. I was pissed when they killed their husband off just to bring him back as a ghost in somebody else's body. That was so dumb. Because then, like, it was.
You're like, I love Ghost Whisperers, but that was dumb.
No, it was.
What is
You
that?
know that was dumb. Ghost Whisperer was a Jennifer Love Hewitt show where she saw.
Oh, I know that
ghosts.
show. No, I know that.
Yeah,
show.
like that.
I
like
ain't never know the name
episode-
of it, but I know
The
what you're talking
episode with the airplane thing, like with the airplane thing, like with the airplane crash. Oh, that was so heartbreaking because all them people was dead.
What was that other show she had where she was like the massage parlor?
I think that
about. Oh,
was.
I remember that
oh.
show. I watched it.
I don't know.
Of course you did.
Hold on. Let's see. I remember that one.
The only show I know her off of is yeah, I don't know.
I saw her massaging somebody. I was like, "What is this show?"
The Client List. That's
I
the
looked
one.
it up.
I remember parts of that.
Oh, I remember that. Now I'm gonna go watch it with my wife though. I can't watch that by myself.
Yeah, I was about to say she is in here watching.
I think she watched that before.
See, I can do that because I'm single. You know.
Same.
If you say so. But what else?
If I say so, what you mean?
Ronan-
I know I'm single.
Ronan looks,
Unless you know
he's
something I know
to
about.
sell me a vacuum or something.
What in the fuck?
Oh, because of your shirt. You know how like those people come to your house.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
They be
hello,
like-
ma'am,
they be
sir.
like- they
Can
be
I
like, do
take
you-
5 minutes
do
of your time?
Yeah, they be like, do you need somebody to cut your grass or to change like the plumbing or some shit like that? Like they come to your house asking for everything, bro. Like, I be like,
Landscaping.
yeah, that like I'll be like, what the fuck? Like literally, we have somebody that cut our grass. The people saw them and proceeded to come to the door and still ask us. I was like, are you shitting me right now? I didn't answer. I let them sit there.
Wow.
It's not doing it. Have I seen Descendants 5? I forgot what it's called. I think I just saw it. I was too busy uploading videos and I saw it like on passing. I didn't like look at it. But yeah. And China not coming back for this one. I'm kind of mad about that.
She's not? I'm shocked.
It's reported that she's not, but she's supposed to be a part of it though, so I don't know. Maybe she's just not in this one and she'll be back, but
Tony Robinson. Lance, I see why networks cut casts and canceling shows because the upfronts are coming. They're canceling shows just regardless. It's just weird that everything's happening now because they've waited long enough to announce a lot of these cancellations and whatnot. Like CBS at this point, they've canceled almost every black-led show on their network this year. And it's weird. Like, I don't want to say they're being racist, but
they're being racist.
Yeah, like it's weird. Like I don't know how you
not
don't
a coincidence
see that.
with what's happening.
Like
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
like
Yeah, I was about
don't
to say, yeah, like it's not a coincidence at this
Like-
point.
like-
dominoes.
yeah, like I don't
Yeah.
get how you all don't see what you're doing. couple of years ago, after the strikes, you were canceling shows because we don't have room on the schedule. Now you're canceling every single black show.
What shows did they cancel? I know about the Wayans show. But like,
they
they
canceled the Wayne
SWAT.
show. SWAT again, like with no.
I'm not gonna give them the race thing with that one because that got canceled so many goddamn times. I'm not even gonna count that one. It probably became too expensive to make, but you know.
I mean, that is their. What did I just do with that ibuprofen?
They said, "What did I just do with that avocado?"
Yeah, I thought he said that too. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang it! Where is it? Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen?
Yes.
I don't know. They might be the only network canceling black shows because no other network canceling shows.
Like they're canceling a lot of them, and it's.
I know
They-
NBC.
they kept
NBC
American-
renewed all the Chicago shows.
They kept All American.
All American hasn't been canceled yet, but it hasn't been renewed either.
And it's the cable shows, right? Like, again, stuff like HBO, Disney Plus, that stuff is very more private, like, and the cable stuff is because that's, you know,
Yeah.
that's grandma and grandpa and mom and dad late night after a long hour shift. They'll just turn
I
on
don't
TV and
know.
see one thing like that. I don't know. It could be wrong.
Yeah,
But
'cause
they
I don't know.
canceled the Equalizer after they canceled the spinoff that never got picked up.
It had a
Maybe
spin-off?
maybe people weren't watching them as much. Like, I don't know. Like when you hear procedural shows, people talk about, you know, The Rookie. People talk about 911. People talk about the Chicago fires and PDs and stuff. You don't really hear nobody talk about the Equalizer like that, or, you know.
They did
like-
It had
Canceled
it
the
had
FBI
5
rookie.
seasons, though.
I never saw
I'm
it.
not
All I
saying
knew
I'm not
that-
saying no one watched it, but I'm saying like it probably wasn't as popular as those. Like they're not gonna cancel The Rookie. They cancel The Rookie, their network is gone. Like it's over. Niggas is not watching that.
Todd,
It's over with. They
Todd,
cancel
did
The
you-
Rookie, just cancel that.
Todd,
channel.
did you? This is what we were laughing at.
Hey, why?
because
That's actually hilarious. But if they cancel the Rookie, it is over with. But they canceled the spinoff with the black lead already.
Nobody was watching that. Come on, Leo. Like,
No.
be honest, Lance. Like nobody.
Everybody was
that
watching.
shit like that.
Everybody was watching that because it was funny.
Nah, bro. Nobody was watching
Yeah.
that show like
That
that.
show
man.
had good ratings, bro. That show had good ratings.
I asked people who watch The Rookie, like subscribers and stuff. I was like, "Was this show popular? Like, not the Rookie, but the spinoff." They was like, "Yeah, but it's not like super popular like the original or whatever." And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't really care. I'm not watching that shit.
What streaming shows got canceled? But them canceling The Neighborhood, but like they canceled the spinoff, but you still let them, like they filmed the backdoor pilot, and the backdoor pilot kind of sent the Suns off. But now you have to find an excuse for them to come back for the final season
I don't know what you're
because
talking
they
about.
don't have the spinoff on The Neighborhood. Like that's why I hate when you
What's
do
that?
backdoor pilots. That's the Cedric the Entertainer multicam.
Oh, I never watched it. How many seasons did it run for?
They're going into their eighth and final season.
They be out there.
It's still the fact that like it's randomly on the chopping block. Like nobody expected that.
I get it, but Cedric is fucking expensive.
True.
Like, and as a show go on, you gotta like make changes and bring new characters in and all of that type of stuff. So as time go on, the actors get more expensive too because you got to keep paying them. So that's probably why they chopping it.
True. But like the Wayans show, that show was actually good.
I ain't watching. I had a feeling it was probably gonna get canceled after his first season, so I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. Set myself up for disappointment.
True. Give me some ideas for what I could put in this poll. So far, I have DC TV Arrowverse ranking.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
I got a good one.
Tarantino ranking.
I don't know what that is.
No.
No?
I watched
Okay.
a couple of his films, but like not a whole bunch.
Pedro Pascal rankings.
Listen, everything is gonna be S tier, man. That's Daddy Pedro.
Well, except for
man.
Wonder
Everything
Woman
he touches is
1980
gold.
Except for Wonder Woman 1984.
He was the
couldn't
best
even
part of
say
that
that.
movie.
I mean,
Yeah.
he still couldn't save it.
That's true,
True.
but still, he was the best part of that fucking movie. Like, I enjoyed his character so much.
You know, it was wild. It was a swing. Life is good, but it can be better.
Life is good, but I'm hot.
That's my title, but you know.
So, timer.
What else?
I got it.
Christopher Nolan ranking.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Are we finishing that tier list today?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the rest of the. I'm just waiting for the rest of the Wiggers to get here.
Are they? Wiggers is crazy. You stopped me like mid what I was about to say, bro. I don't even know how to reply to that shit, bro.
Okay, so guys,
Wiggers.
the poll and the goal is up.
The fuck?
So make sure you vote. 5 super
Chill.
chats, and the highest voted one wins. We already got one. We already got one super chat. The highest one wins. All right.
Imagine
Goal
I hear something
and
like
the
that
poll.
out of him at Comic-Con. We're like, hey, we're gonna meet up at this bar, hey, and he just shouts something out like that as we're making our way towards the bar, and we see him there, and we're like, let's just turn around, let's go somewhere else. We don't know him.
That was the most outrageous thing I heard all week.
I could have said worse. I
I just didn't expect that.
I'm sorry.
Like, I'm thinking you
Netflix
about to
is
say
not-
we waiting for the rest of the people.
Netflix is not gonna pick up All American.
And they could.
Is it a rarity when they pick up like shows? Like I know they did Lucifer and that one Katie Sackhoff show.
If it's
They
popular,
picked up one day at a time, I think, didn't they? No, that wasn't them.
if it's popular enough, I think they'll do it. All American overall is a popular show, but this season, because everybody dropped off because the original cast for the most part are gone.
But it's been good. Like,
I'm not saying it hasn't, but you know how people are, bro. Like
yeah.
the OGs leave and they're done.
Like, seriously, where did that ibuprofen go?
This man really lost his medicine.
You already took it.
I took one. I didn't take both.
Did you take him out the thing?
He's right
I
here,
had-
Lance.
I had two. I had two loose ones.
That's why you lost, because you just had it all loosey goosey
You ain't never had loose ibuprofen?
in my hand before I get the water and then take it. I don't just got it sitting around.
Wait a minute. Y'all are really upvoting Pedro Pascal rankings.
Really?
Oh,
Kudos, man.
that's
That
at
makes me proud.
33% right now, and Disney Channel TV show rankings is at 17%. How does that make you feel, Tosh, after all the BS you've been posting?
I ain't been posting no BS. Don't come at my stuff. No, we gonna talk about it, because you tripping.
We're gonna talk about that right now,
tripping.
because what you've been posting is disrespectful. You gonna outvote
ones?
Shake It Up?
Which ones?
You gonna outvote Shake It Up?
What was on that list? I don't remember what was on that list.
I'm
Hold
about
on.
to go look, because that was disrespectful. I said I know over Austin and Alley.
Austin
I still
Alley is a better show.
I still can't believe that you have this girl as your on your page.
Who, Jazz Sinclair? That's
Yes.
my wife, man. That's my wife. Chill on me.
So on this list, it was Jesse, Ant Farm,
Shake It Up and Austin
It Up.
Alley.
and Austin and Alley, and you voted
Shake
out
It Up is
Shake
the
It
worst
Up.
show on there. Yes.
I thought Ant Farm was the worst show.
Hell no. Ant Farm is lit.
I guess I never got into Ant Farm. I don't know.
You might have been, I don't know, because Ant Farm came out like 2010, 2011. So I was still in high school.
I graduated in 2010.
Oh, well, I mean, you weren't that old then that's just your fault for not watching it.
I might have to watch it.
Ant
And then
Farm
you
was
said
lit.
you said Victorious was better than iCarly. Which
Yeah.
show got a revival?
Victorious can get a revival. The actors don't want to do it. That's different than getting the actual revival. And actually, if Victorious actually did get a revival, it would probably go on longer because Ariana Grande is in it.
But you already know why iCarly's revival was canceled. the strikes.
Yeah, but still, like you bringing up a point that just don't matter because the cast got asked about it. They just said they don't want to do it. If they said if the original cast, everybody come back, they would do it. I'm taking Victorious. The cast was funnier. They had bops. The side characters were better.
Okay, then you say
I like that.
Oh, well, see, I agree with your second one though. Getting rid of Girl Meets World, I agree with that. I agree.
That shit was terrible, bro. That shit was a disgrace to the original.
That's true.
Yes.
So,
yes. Let it be known, Phil. Let it be known.
We have Phil with his haircut. In case you didn't recognize him. Yeah.
Oh, I just noticed. What the hell?
Fresh.
You know?
Always.
Daren says Ant Farm is kind of mid.
What?
Well, Daren, you're blocked.
What?
It's a Disney Channel show.
Ant Farm kind of mid, bruh. Well, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's a Disney show.
Okay.
So Phil, the poll this week, five super chats and the highest one wins. We have the DC TV Arrowverse ranking, the DCEU ranking, Pedro Pascal ranking, and Disney Channel TV show rankings. So far, we have the DC TV Arrowverse ranking at 33%, the DCEU ranking at 0%, Pedro Pascal rankings at 50%, and Disney Channel at 17%. I don't even know how we would rank Pedro Pascal. Like, what we do, like
all of his movies, all of his
movies and shows.
I thought we were ranking looks, like his different looks.
What? No,
I don't know. I see Phil is still celebrating Cinco de Mayo today. I had some tacos. Last night,
you, bro.
Taco Tuesday.
Lance, I told you and Daren, that Amazon starting to dip their toes into that teen drama bag now, bro. They just announced another one.
What?
It's called Off Campus. They just announced it today, like the cast and everything. Which I know a lot of these actors. What the hell?
This isn't particularly related, but it is kind of related. So Amazon has big hub facilities, and then they've got smaller facilities. Apparently, the big hub facility by me. Apparently, people get timed to when they go to the bathroom and how long it takes them to get back from the bathroom. And if they don't come back in a certain time, they fucking get written up.
I've heard
so
that.
apparently, because the facility is so big and certain people can't make it to the bathroom on time, they shit and piss in bottles and shit bags. Some people even wear diapers. I was like, that is inhumane.
That's
some
insane.
fucking bullshit.
I worked at Amazon, but my building wasn't that big. Yeah, it's called Off. I'll send it to you. Hold on. I just like the post.
So
Always
wild
based on
shit, right?
looks. Yeah,
it's
that's
based on the
crazy.
book.
I don't know who any of these guys are.
I know that whole cast.
When these guys supposed to be off Saved by the Bell, the reboot? Who?
One of them was
They're rebooting that?
Nah, it was already a reboot.
Oh.
He's the first. He's the one, the one in black and white. The picture that's in black and white.
Oh, he played Jesse's son.
Yeah.
One of these guys is off of. I think he was on the originals.
Let me look.
No, I mean not originals. He was on the horrible Vampire Diaries spinoff. I think that was him.
Legacies.
Yeah, wasn't that him on Legacies?
Which one?
The one with the. I'm gonna pull it up. I think that was him. I think that was him. It's a nice burp, Phil. It's nice.
I don't know. I know 4 people from this cast.
The third one.
What in the fucksicle is this bullshit?
I don't know who that is. I know the second person. I know the girl with the black hair.
What do I know her from? I know her. She played Tenya Wazo.
Yeah.
On
But
Flash.
she's in other stuff though. That's where I know her
Man,
from. Though.
why am I giving this shit rag a fucking view in the time of day? What the fuxicle is this bullshit?
He's saying like Amazon is dipping their toes.
Oh no,
It's
no, no!
like,
I'm reading something else, but I'm
what are
listening.
you
but
reading?
Here, I just sent it in fucking private chat.
Oh Lord.
This fucking nonsense from fucking Dumberto Gonzalez.
Oh.
Fucking mook.
Oh, the rewrite. Now, see, people are acting like this is a bad thing, if true. But
About what?
about them getting Clayface getting a rewrite.
I mean, I don't really care for this movie in the first place.
I don't see the issue, but like people talking about some. Oh, I thought stuff wasn't greenlit until the script was finished. Well, obviously the script was finished if it's getting rewritten.
I just don't understand why you'd rewrite something by Mike Flanagan. That doesn't sit well with me in the slightest. Like,
I don't even care about this movie.
I get that. I just think it's like, number one, the source number one is just absolute sketch, because Dumberto Gonzalez is notorious for just spitting bullshit from time to time, and I don't believe him for a second. We're talking about the same guy that said, "Oh, Captain America's coming back for Doomsday." The fuck he is, bud. I just don't see and they're starting production soon. I just think it would be a pretty big misstep to like do this so close to when production's allegedly starting. It just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But then again, like, given the source of it all, I'm just like, well, this is probably bullshit anyway. So who knows?
Yeah. Because like if James Gunn comes out and says this is not even true. Oh my god.
Number one, that's gonna make me laugh my ass off. But number
What
two,
the
it's good.
Tosh.
What?
Dick Wolf is finna make.
What about
the
Dick Wolf?
fuck?
What about Dick Wolf?
Dick Wolf is pissing me off, bro. I gotta send this to my wife. She's probably still watching.
The guy who does Law and Order, that Dick Wolf?
He's getting rid of 2 Law and Order characters.
I don't watch that show. I don't care.
I'm just saying, like, why are you getting?
No, time out. You stress me the fuck out thinking it's like Chicago Fire or something. I'm thinking one of the lead.
He already got rid of people on Chicago Fire. Stop getting rid of people on the shows.
The characters I don't care about. I don't care. Ritter was cool. I didn't like Carver at all. So he can go. Get the fuck out. See you later.
Bro, this just pissed me off. Like, your shows
Who the fuck are these people?
They've been on the show for a minute.
You know, I bet if
never
Jake
watched
watched it,
Law
that'd
and
probably be
Order
his
a day in
favorite
my
characters.
This shit's look. Man, get this off my screen, bro.
Like,
This
why
man
is it
for like 5 seconds? Thinking
I'm
it's a
just
show
saying.
I watch.
I'm just saying. Todd, I'm just saying. Why keep the shows going this long if you're gonna keep removing people because you have to make budget cuts?
Well, I don't know.
It don't
Get
make
rid
sense.
of the people. Get rid of the people that people don't care about, and keep the popular people. That's all you gotta do.
It's only gonna be Mariska Hargitay on there at this point. Like,
man, who is that? What name is that?
Olivia Benson. It's
that the
only
main
gonna be the
lady?
leak. Yeah, it's only gonna be her and Ice-T at this point.
That nigga Ice-T, he been acting on this show since
he was skinny.
Since he stopped rapping like that, man. Get that out of there.
But I'm just saying, like, what's up, Mike?
Ice-T playing himself as a cop. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, but like, it's like you took them 2 characters off of
Respect
Chicago
to Ice-T,
Fire.
though.
How do you even
What
write?
did you just say? What did you
You
just
took
say?
them 2 people. You took them 2 people off Chicago Fire. You just gonna bring in 2 randos that we don't care about because or you're not gonna bring in nobody else, and we just gonna have some random guys that don't have
think so.
lines.
I think what's her name? Novak had already got bumped up to main character, and I think Kelly brother probably gonna be next.
I hope not. He's annoying. I was trying to wait for Daren to get in here so we could do the ranking and talk Thunderbolts. I don't know where Daren is. I think he's abandoning us. What's up, Draven?
I didn't see it, so I might leave.
Don't leave. We still got to do the ranking.
Well,
Hold my
nigga,
beer.
then we gonna do the ranking. Then I'ma leave.
You can't leave.
Why?
You're the
I don't want
only-
to get spoiled.
You're the only other black person.
I gave
No,
Phil a black card and Ronan
Yeah.
is dark enough.
Yeah, I've got a black card. It's all good.
That's
Although,
insane.
admittedly, I don't feel very comfortable sitting next to the guy right here in the X-Men hat.
Oh yeah.
There are worse people that could be on this screen right now.
Oh, you mean like, you know what, never
That might
mind.
be true.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Yep.
Hey Taj, all I'm gonna say is
I'm gonna stay, but I'm gonna turn my earphones down.
I literally was making a thumbnail and I had to like pause while I was moving like an object when I heard that comment.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
Taj does not believe in black power. I call fi on that.
No, real. I'm like the blackest person ever. The hell? I'm racist to my own people.
guys, all I'm gonna say is
Just like
if you want this Pedro Pascal rating, if you want the Pedro Pascal ranking, send a super chat.
See, what do y'all want though? Y'all want us to rank
This is the
movies
way.
or rank the way he like his characters in those movies? Because there's about to be some sus shit being said, and I don't know if y'all want the right thing. Like I don't know what y'all want.
Wonder Woman 84
Both can
goes
be,
at the
can be
bottom.
made.
I forgot he was in that.
Yep, it goes at the bottom.
He was the best part of that movie.
Mhm.
That doesn't say much.
I know, but you know, at least he was good.
Maxwell Lord, you have to stop. You
I need you to give me the
More!
stone.
Why don't you want more? All the things you want. It's like, man.
Yeah,
Cameron with
Gal
another
Gadot,
$5
bro.
super chat.
She's not a
A
good
Different
actress.
World sequel series for Netflix ordered to, and I guarantee you the pilot doesn't get picked up.
No, they might. They doing a bunch of black shows. It's one coming out this week,
Oh,
and people been
All the black
talking the
shows.
hell about it. Yeah, I'm about to say they dipping. Listen, hold on, time out. That was sound crazy. What I mean by that is when I see them doing some tomfoolery, I call that shit out. I don't like that nonsense.
Yeah.
Lance, you still looking for that damn
If anything,
ibuprofen?
I see people of my own pigments do more dumb shit than anyone who's not. So
Oh no, I see a
call
lot of
them out,
black
too.
people do dumb shit, and I'd be like, man, this is the reason why people look at us like this, cause of you idiots. I don't deal with like, yeah, I'm from the hood, but I don't associate myself with certain people because of that type of shit. Like,
Absolutely.
once you're
Yeah.
older, it's like, yo, if you don't leave that stuff behind and fucking grow up, bro, it's like you can't be around me, man.
Man,
Like, I don't
I
like
can't-
that shit.
Maxwell Lord.
damn it, Lance.
I can't tell you how many people I grew up with who try to act gangster and cowboy all rolled in one. It is the most honky bullshit I have ever fucking seen.
That's
Like, these fools- Dude, I'm telling you, like they wear fucking cowboy hats and they got pants sagging below their ass, and it's like you look like a goddamn clown right now. You
And the
look like
bandanas.
What the hell?
you look like you belong in a fucking rodeo getting chased by a bull, motherfucker. Fuck out of my face with your fucking bum ass Coors Light bullshit. Fuck out of my face. Oh
They
my
got
god, man.
That's hilarious, but
Bandanas and bush lights and a fucking fish hook hat to complete the look.
Sounds about right.
who legitimately made a YouTube channel?
Named ibuprofen.
No, it's like those channels where the actual name of the channel is 99 million subscribers, and they do that just to fuck with people. And the title of the video is like how to make a bowl of cereal.
You know what? Some people need to learn how to do that because the shit I be
Yep.
seeing
Yeah,
on TikTok, I be like, what the
that's
hell is wrong
sad.
with this world right now?
That's why Phil doesn't believe in TikTok.
Taj, that would take up its
That's
own
exactly
stream.
right.
It will.
But before we jump into the I want to talk about
Phil, I learn stuff on TikTok, but I also lose brain cells because the dumb shit I be seeing, I be like, bro, it's no goddamn way.
I want to talk about I don't like talking politics, but I want to talk about Trump trying to put tariffs on movies.
Cringy, man.
And the fact that it's John
Cringy.
Voight's old ass. Like, what? Nobody cares about you, dude. Like,
Dude,
you haven't been in anything in years. Like, come on.
Who?
Why do you care? You're not gonna get a role.
Who's John Voight?
so he's
I
in
don't know
Heat.
why.
He is
yeah.
in Heat. He is Robert De Niro's handler. He's the old dude with a bar and a pimp.
In National Treasure, he's Nicolas Cage's dad.
Yeah, he looks like 30 years younger.
Okay.
In
He's in
Holes,
Yeah.
in Holes, he's fucking. Oh damn, what's the character's name?
I definitely know him from Holes.
Mr. Tandeschi? No,
Yeah.
that wasn't him.
He's
No.
also-
That's Tim Blake Nelson. No, he's Mr. Sir. There we go.
He's also in the first Mission Impossible, isn't he?
Jim Phelps.
Yeah.
He was also the senator in the first Transformers movie.
That's
Okay,
right.
yeah.
He was.
I know exactly who y'all talking about now. Yeah.
He's been in movies for a while now, but it's just
He was in
I
Megalopolis, wasn't he?
just don't know about
I
it.
think
So that's why
Yeah.
I asked who it was.
Wait, that's Angelina Jolie's real dad?
yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Jesus, they look nothing alike.
Good. Beyond good. See how fine that woman was? And she still look good to this day. She just older.
She is the most watchable thing in Eternals.
No, real.
And
Guys,
Salma Hayek.
I'll be right back.
And
Keep
Salma
talking.
Hayek.
I'm going with Selma
Okay.
Hayek on that one.
You got me there.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
Yeah.
keep talking about the whatchamacallit.
Salma Hayek is like
Eternals?
60 plus
Dude.
and still looking as good as she looked, man.
Just
It's
Till Dawn
ridiculous.
did something to me as a kid, man.
Same.
Oh yeah, same.
Yep.
I had no business seeing that as a kid, bro.
Desperado did one as well for me.
I had no business watching Terminator at 6 years old, but I did.
I watched Blade when I was like
Jeez.
8. I had no business doing that.
Yeah, Blade I saw young too.
We're the
Yeah,
last
nothing's
generation
like-
that did that. Where like we saw movies that we shouldn't. Like I saw RoboCop at 6 years old.
Dude,
and I was just
yep.
like,
So
That'll
there's
do
like
it.
an asterisk on that. We were the last one that did it when it was like not a common thing. Now you have people throwing their
Yeah.
they're showing their 3-year-olds Deadpool like it's a common everyday thing.
It was like a random, not a random thing, but like a selective thing in the past. Like
Yeah.
you had to sneak and watch this. You had to
Right. Yeah.
sneak and watch this TV show or this movie or whatever.
and some stuff
Yeah.
your uncles, if you got lucky, your uncles will be like, all right, you can watch this, but you're not watching that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
they let me watch RoboCop, but they never let me watch Scarface when I
Like,
was a kid.
the
I
only
was
time
like,
you could watch it is if you snuck downstairs while they were asleep and just sat on
Yeah.
the couch and watched
Yup.
it.
yeah.
Yeah, the
Is
two
that a
movies
six-
that really fucked me up at 6 years old: Terminator, Scream. And by
Scream,
And by fuck me up, I mean like they garnered intrigue in movie making.
yeah.
Man,
Darren,
those
it's- you
days,
know, never
those
mind.
What a days.
Star Wars was the one that did it for me.
Have you been watching? Do you watch Light and Magic,
Yeah.
dude? Oh my god, to see Ralph McQuarrie like make his matte paintings was such a treat, and like finding out that carried over data code and animation from the T-1000 is in the T-Rex for Jurassic Park is a fucking mind blowing thing to find out.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what would have happened if Star Wars had those original like ideas, like those storylines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For the
And
for
I
I
the
wonder
sequels,
how
or-
different. No,
Oh,
for the original trilogy, like how
Yeah.
different people would
Yeah.
perceive Star Wars if it ended up being the way that it was at first.
That's why people give more credit now. Like yeah, George created it, but people say don't forget that his I think it was his ex-wife who helped edit the movie because
Oh
there
my
was stuff
God,
that she
it's
took
Jedi
away
Knight.
and
No,
put
no,
in.
no.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the original ideas, like
yeah. Hey,
Anakin
Mike.
and Vader being
Hey,
different
guys.
characters and all of that stuff like that, man.
I think
Yeah.
George
Or
went a
Luke
little
originally being called
crazy.
Star Killer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he went a little crazy after the Star Wars movies, though, because the next, production that came out of him, or he didn't direct this, but he produced it, Howard the Duck. That's the
He
next thing he
did do
produced
that.
after that. Yeah.
It's weird because as soon as Star Wars comes out, after that, the next big thing that he's involved with is Raiders. It's like, listen,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna direct it, but I got this idea, Steven. They don't want to let you do a James Bond movie. Fuck it, I got a cooler character.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But now that I'm back,
Anybody speaking of Star Wars? Anybody been watching the Tales of the Underworld yet? I haven't.
Yeah,
Not
Woke Crash.
Not
Woke
yet.
I
Crash.
haven't. I haven't.
I
touched
want
it
to,
yet.
I just haven't yet.
it's good, man.
Yeah.
I think it's the
I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
it's the second best out of the three of them right now, I think, and all three of them I've dug a lot.
Which
But
one
yeah,
do you think
they-
is the best so far? The
I
first
think
one?
Jedi still did like amazing stuff with again timing and what they did with Dooku and
Yeah.
the layers they added to Ahsoka. With
So
some stuff in
there's
there.
Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, and Tales of the Underworld. Am I right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And each of them are
all
good in my
seven,
opinion.
all 7 shorts out already.
Yeah, all 6. Yeah, there's 6.
Oh, all 6.
Only
Okay.
seen,
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I've only
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
seen
it later.
Jedi. I still haven't seen Empire.
Oh
I
man,
haven't. I haven't. I need to go back and rewatch Tales of the Jedi.
Empire is cool, but
Yeah.
Jedi is better.
Yeah, with
That's how I
Empire,
view the original movies. Empire's cool, but Jedi's better.
Empire, and it answers some questions that we've been like
disagree.
longing for.
I think Empire is the best, but
That's fair. That's fair. I've gotten so much shit for that. Like, I love all 3 of the original movies. Empire is my least favorite, but I still love all 3 of them.
Jake's used to being told he's wrong. It's no big deal.
And then I'm used to telling you to shut the fuck up.
Growing up, Jedi was my favorite because I love the Jabba's palace stuff and all that.
I mean, I think
That's
when you
pretty
look
good.
at that movie today, I mean, you can argue that there are other contenders for this, but I think that's just the quintessential good versus evil movie at the end of the day is what that film represents.
It's funny because like the throne room that's in Rise of Skywalker was initially meant for Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And it was also called Return of the Jedi at one point was called Revenge of the
Revenge
Jedi.
of the Jedi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A New Hope is your least favorite. I just rewatched New Hope last
I
night.
still got that kick, man. Like,
Yeah.
It's
just
still
the
good,
opening.
but
the
I
opening
hate,
itself.
I
Yeah.
hate all the special edition shit. And I don't have a VCR.
Yeah,
I don't have a VCR. My grandfather has the original VHSs. So like I wish I did because I would.
See, I'm all for
watch
that
those.
stuff.
I could get you a VCR for a price.
so watch this.
No.
What I
I'm
used to hold my webcam. This is what I did. Look at this.
You got a VCR? Oh, you got
Nice.
them. Oh, okay. Yeah, my grandfather has like the original like.
My grandmother had the original trilogy on VHS. That's how we
Yeah.
watched them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I actually saw those before I saw the prequels. I
There's
didn't know what the prequels
somewhere.
were.
Yeah, there's somewhere at my grandparents' place, but I'm also like that's one thing I'm a big stickler for is media preservation and just older pieces of hardware. That's why even if it's a movie that is not necessarily quote unquote good by any means, it's still like a good piece of media to hold on to, and I just try to collect as many of those as I can because now nowadays even if they're not going to fetch the highest price, it's still a piece that you can add to your collection for $5 at most.
I'll say this: I like Phantom Menace. Is it in my top 5 Star Wars stuff? No, but damn it, that making of. Whew, that is a free film school semester right there.
The making of Phantom Menace is just wild.
Oh yeah.
The making of that movie is just wild, regardless of how you feel about that movie.
Yeah,
Like as
I don't like it.
just technically, like watching that movie come together, the amount of innovation that went into making that movie is insanity. And like even having just watched Light and Magic, like watching John Knoll like fucking just tell George, oh god, this is insane, like just losing his shit at what George Lucas is trying to do and be like, all right, we can still do it though, we can try, like we will try.
Dude,
and the
Rick
fact that
McCallum story.
Yeah.
oh man,
I
like
didn't know that.
dude,
Woo!
all
Yeah,
of that
the,
in Light and Magic was just such a fucking treat to watch. If you are a fan of how movies are made, more specifically, if you are a fan of how Star Wars, specifically like the prequel trilogy is made, watch Light and Magic. I'm telling you, it is so worth your time.
And you
Both
could not
seasons are
spend a
really
minute-
good. Like there's some sad, dark stuff in both of them. Like
Yep.
in the first season, it was the whole transition for Jurassic Park. We're like, all right, we're not doing animatronics, we're doing CG, but we want, hey Daren, we want the mobility that mechanics do, and not just go full on CG whiplash when and then with this one, it was the stuff with Jar Jar and how much of that was being pushed on, and then like, all right, do we just do the head or do we do the full body? And it's just like,
Or like even just the technique of cutting certain different sequences together using one frame of one character and another frame of say like Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon and just marrying the two and like going out of your way to edit like little elbow bumps out of it and shit. Just oh my god. In 1997, 1998, like that is just insanity. Pure
Marvel,
fucking
dude.
insanity.
Even going all the way back to look at something from the original movies, like the Force summoning of the lightsabers, to look at how that was done. I think it was on the Graham Norton show where Mark Hamill talked about it, how they like threw something and then just rewound the footage to act as though it was being summoned. And then they did that on that Graham Norton show where I think there was like an orange on the table that he, pushed out, and then they rewound it. comes back to his hand. It's like that's what they did back in the day because they had like barely any resources to work with, but they made movies out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Darren's here.
I might have to. What is it on? Is it on something?
It's on Disney Plus. It's called Light and
Disney
Magic.
Plus.
It's on
Yep.
Disney.
Because I watched the documentary for the original trilogy. I never watched it for the prequels.
Yeah, there's stuff added in this one that I didn't know.
I might enjoy the making of the movie more than Phantom.
Well, it's less more. It's less
Phantom
the
Menace
making
is
of the
so
movies,
boring,
and
bro, I hate that movie.
it's less the making of the movies and more like the inception and
process.
that ILM went through when they started up till now. But they talk a lot about, the original trilogy, and then they branch out from there to, Indiana Jones, and then they kind of go through all of the stuff that ILM was tasked to work on. They worked on Star Trek II Wrath of Khan. They worked on Jurassic Park. They worked on Terminator 2. The shit that ILM is so prevalent for, the things that we recognize with films that we grew up loving, you probably wouldn't know or it had happened without ILM. Like Industrial Light and Magic literally revolutionized special effects for filmmaking.
Yeah,
it's insanity.
Because the stuff before then, and like even if you go to the stuff before that time, and even like around it, if you have basic computer editing knowledge and like a $40 green screen, you have more resources available to you than they did when they made those movies.
Dude, also the documentaries at points is very funny. Like I'll never forget, they get to a segment, and it's in the making of Phantom Menace, where they're in this room, they're in this meeting where storyboards are being put up. I remember as soon as that was queuing up, I was already laughing, like, oh shit, this is where George can be like, real, not so real, and like,
yeah,
it just get cut into the rest of the crew being like, and at the end of it, you just see John O go, and it's like, shit, we gotta know how to do this on a budget, and then we have to also make this plausible because we have to do it for 2 other movies.
That's what you do whenever you're putting stuff up on a storyboard. Like you put something there, then you take it down, rip it apart, analyze it, put it back together, and you start over again.
Or, God forbid, all the haters are gonna fucking belittle me for saying her name. Kathleen Kennedy talking about how they finished E.T. without maxing out their budget or going over budget, and how they shot the sequence of the bikes going up in the air. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
And also, she was a key component on balancing Jurassic Park and Schindler's List.
Yeah,
that's the thing I don't understand. Like, she been around forever. People act like Disney hired her or something. Like, no, she been around for so long.
Yeah,
I will never get the hate for her. I'm like, man,
like George literally went out of his way to name her his successor.
Right? Like, the fuck, you gonna be mad at anybody? Be mad at him then. But
it's not something like Iger did.
Right?
No, Iger just did the fucked up thing of being like, hey, we'll make your movies, whisper, whisper, also buy your whole fucking company. It was such a fucking shifty thing to do. And even Bob Iger said, like, yeah, I was kind of fucked up. Yeah, no shit, Bob.
Yeah.
At least he's self-aware of it.
True that. He had he had a better pension for being a decent human then than he did during the current strike season. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Listen.
Daren.
Hi.
Daren.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hey.
I'm Mike.
Mike.
Darren.
Mike is currently handling business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
El abogado.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no, that's why. Sorry, you guys haven't been seeing me. It's just my job been taking most of my time and everything.
Well, I hear you, bro.
I hear
I
you,
know
man.
it.
Yeah.
Just
And
to,
Mike, you
just
got
to-
this.
Thank you.
Mike's always got it.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah.
Mike's hard lemonade.
That sounds like a sitcom.
I'm
Mike's
so
got
confused.
this.
Where's this conversation going, bro? Like,
So wait, are we not going to talk about this motherfucker having a black card? Who gave it to him?
Gosh.
And Lance, they gave me a black card.
Yeah.
So I have 2, technically.
So before we jump into the ranking, because I was waiting on the man of the hour, the one who we call King
call
and
them
worship.
what you called them earlier to
Niggas?
be Ronan.
Oh, Wiggers? Yeah, I was waiting on the last few Wiggers to get in here. I'm not worried about it. Wiggle,
For the record,
wiggle.
He ain't talking about me.
It's always about you, isn't it?
So, anywho,
Shut up. Just shut
anywho,
up.
since the last Wigger got in here, Just to emphasize it again, we do have a poll going up we have a poll and a goal. We have a goal poll. We have a poll goal. I love polls.
Go
bowl.
You do.
I bet you do.
I'm always on them.
Somebody clip that.
You have your own in your office. We can't see it.
We have a ranking. Going on. 5 super chats get you to whatever we're doing. And right now, the winning poll is still. You guys are weird. Pedro Pascal rankings. I don't know why that's winning.
Are we
really
ranking his projects? Is that what we're doing?
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
me personally, I had another ranking in mind.
The projects or his role in them?
Either one.
Hey, Jake. I'm going to repeat myself here a little bit, but I just need you to do me a favor. Shut up.
Just Last of Us, but season 1 only. You have that kind of.
But yeah, so in the ranking are DC TV Arrowverse shows with 33%, DCEU ranking with 0. Pedro Pascal is at 53, and then Disney Channel TV show rankings is at 13. So yeah, the poll is still going. It's we technically have 2 super chats
Bless
already.
you.
Bless Daren. Make sure his soul doesn't escape
Bless
his
you.
body. Well, yeah, that's just overemphasizing that. But let's get into finishing our MCU ranking. Since Taj has not seen Thunderbolts, since he has not seen Thunderbolts, or we're going to if anybody can read lips, you know what I said. We're gonna dive into spoilers next week, but I just want everybody to go real quick and just give your overall experience with the film without giving away too much, because Taj has been in a cave all week. He has not watched any of our reviews, which further proves the point. He doesn't watch our channels, but that's a conversation for another day.
First of all, literally, I was busy all weekend. My sister is graduating this year. I had to go to her last dance thing. I had to go with her to do some prom stuff.
Did you take pictures at the dance?
I took videos because it's my sister last time dancing.
Mike, I need to know where you got that box. And I need
Vegas,
you to
baby. Vegas.
That is pretty cool.
okay.
Was
That's
it really
right.
cereal in there?
No, it was actually popcorn.
Oh,
they
that
had
makes sense.
during the Disney presentation. Yes,
That's a hell of a popcorn box.
That's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Look at
If
the
I were
nutritional
you, I would
benefits.
just put my popcorn inside that box.
Yes.
For all time.
25,000 calories. God.
Man,
Wait, hold on. Let me unflip my screen for
then I'm
1
gonna
second.
die.
There we go. Let me try that. Better? Now you can see.
No, it didn't.
No.
No,
it
but
did,
that's okay.
it did nothing for us. But I've
No,
trained
yeah, you can.
myself-
You can look at it. See?
And reverse. Yeah.
I'm having to
Wait, you see
read
reverse?
backwards.
Really? Wait, so you can see the other way? Oh, it's just
No.
reverse for me.
It's
No,
just
we're
we're mirrored. It's not doing.
Oh,
anything.
damn. Okay, my bad. All right. So you can see now.
No.
No.
All right, now y'all just fucking with me now.
No, we're not. We're not,
No,
man.
No, we're not. Mike.
We're not, but it's okay, buddy.
It says like asterisk the bolt is what it says.
Nope.
It doesn't
With
even
the
say that.
little-
You know what? Never
I'm
mind.
gonna
Kitty
send you a
toy.
photo.
Okay. Anyway, it
Fucking
says
move.
88%
Do
courage.
me a favor and shut the
Um,
fuck up.
It says 4% teamwork. Loyalty to be determined. So yeah.
Ah! That's brilliant.
That's awesome.
But yeah.
I love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it is
Cameron
good.
with the $2 super chat. I've seen all the Sinners memes, and
That's
they
nice.
will never not be hilarious.
David Harvey give you
That's
that
nice.
box, Mike?
No, but he was there.
Nice.
Yeah.
With a
All the
little
other people.
kitty toy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I saved the box. I had, making sure this shit wasn't teared during travel. So,
Good.
but yeah.
Dude, you know what I'm trying to hunt down right now? Now that the movie's out, is those
Me?
FF trading cards.
Yeah.
I'm getting the whole damn suit. What
The
are you
movie's
talking
not
about?
out, but I know what you're saying.
I don't care for San Diego. Listen. I'll take the heat. I'm gonna be Johnny Storm in the suit and everything. I'm
Dang, that was gonna be
debating on-
me. I guess I'm gonna just be Sue Storm.
Well, considering I just cut my hair, I guess I got no choice but to be Reed.
You know what I mean?
I'm ready.
I'll be
I'm
the
probably
thing.
grotesque. I'm probably grotesque looking enough to be Ben Grimm.
No,
Yes.
that's a fact.
I
But
already know.
I'll probably just get the honestly, on a practical note, I'll probably just get the T-shirt that Johnny Storm had in the trailer, you know, and that's probably, you know, passable. Whatever. But
Are you getting the blue contacts?
yeah, right, exactly, right. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I noticed you guys noticed that
I
shit
noticed
too.
it. I noticed it.
Yeah, I did.
But starting with, well, I'll go first, and then Ron, we'll just go down the line, just giving our except for Taj, he can tell us his excitement level, which is probably not much because, well, it's Taj. Me personally,
Can I just
I get-
live? Fuck.
I give the movie a solid 8.5 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Enjoyed the post-credit scenes.
You hear
Even
that, Taj?
though
There's 2. You got to stick around for
it's-
2.
Two post-credit
I
scenes.
did get spoiled on the post-credit scene only because
Damn.
my cousin made a mistake and did it. He didn't know I didn't see it yet. So he
Oh, well,
asked
then
me
we
about
can
it.
talk. Then why did I have to mute myself?
No. Just
Only
wait.
seen one, but it's kind of self-explanatory because we all knew that was going to happen anyway. It's the Fantastic Four. I know that one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the name thing.
No, you nut! I told you I didn't know about that earlier.
Well, now he knows.
How?
I mean,
But no, he doesn't, because I
You
haven't said
asked
anything
about
about the
it.
name. I haven't said anything about
Good
the
on
name.
you for not
Shush.
knowing because it's all over social media right now.
Yeah,
Well,
stay off
apparent-
Twitter, Taj.
Like,
Oh,
no,
good job
no,
keeping yourself-
outside of me like posting my content,
Nice, Mike.
I'm not
Good job
on
keeping
social
yourself
media.
hidden to that.
Good.
Like, I don't.
Stay off
Yeah.
social media until you
The
watch
only
the
Good job.
website that Tosh is on outside of Twitter is occasionally Pornhub.
Okay. All right. That's man.
I don't think you'll
That's
get spoilers
valid.
on there.
What?
Well, he wouldn't know.
I don't use that. Who uses that?
So we went from Thunderbolts to Pornhub.
I mean, in
Right?
Indiana, it's blocked, so I don't have access to it. So
How would you know, my
That,
friend?
that means you've tried.
Because he tried.
but
I
anyway,
love
no.
Mike's suspicious
So,
eyes right now.
So Thunderbolts, I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed everything about the movie. Florence Pugh is like my new GOAT in the MCU. She did a thing with that, and finding out that she actually did the sriracha catch in Hawkeye was interesting. Hi. So Ronan,
I too think it's like around 8, potentially 8.5 out of 10 for me. I had a blast with the film. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's simple. It's not world-ending. It's personal. I think Florence Pugh, like Lance said, cements herself as one of the leads and those who are going to be pushing the future of the MCU, in my opinion, alongside the likes of Iman Vellani, Gael Garcia Aspe as Werewolf by Night. I think there's a lot to being triggered with these. And then in this film itself, you get Louis Pullman, who's I think another great addition that I feel like if they do it right, we're going to get one of the coolest, weirdest, bonkers arcs in the MCU in the coming years. And yeah, they got shout out to Sarah Haley Finn, who casted all these people before this movie, with the exception of Lewis, and literally like set up foundation of like getting these people to have great performances and make us care about them even more now. And I'm still kind of worried going to Doomsday because of like the release date and how much, to me, the momentum has been turbulent at times. But having said that, with this film now hitting in its strides for me, you follow up with FF, and if that hits its strides, I think we're going to be going into Doomsday in a very exciting way. And I like the music as well. And yeah, the end credit scene was giddy. Although the credits in itself kind of spoiled it for me because I'm like, oh, how come this is? And then I'm like, damn it, that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, I dug it. Go watch it. I'm going to try to go watch it again. I haven't done that in a while.
so Taj, your expectations?
My bad. I was on my phone. What?
Your expectations?
I mean, everybody said it was gonna be good, and all of the reactions so far seem to be good. So, I mean, I'm hyped. I'm gonna go see it. I just, like I said, I haven't had time.
Can you take a picture when you're at the theater? Can't. Stupid tooth.
Can I punch it out?
Ibuprofen.
No, it's my gum is swollen and it hurts.
I don't know what to say then.
I clicked
Been
my
there.
tooth together by accident, but that's why I need the ibuprofen to kill whatever this is. You guys, I got into a fight with a supervillain and I got bit, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So can you give us a out of the theater reaction when you see it?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so Joypad Jacob, is your full name Jacob?
Even if
Jake
it
Sully.
was, why you outing this man full government? You don't know who watching.
No, it's Jack.
If the government is looking at this thing, then they've truly run out of things to do.
No, you ain't lying.
I do. I really need you. I need you badly in me, in my mouth.
Now hold on, time out. How old is this person? Because you might want to check.
We already had a
The fuck
stream
did I
that had
just hear?
ranking kids, so I mean, how much worse? Can
We
this
did
get?
have that.
What?
That was
happened?
wild. That
Wait,
was
what
wild.
happened?
What happened? Wait, what stream was that?
It was council. We were talking about like Stranger Things, and Phil's like,
Skeleton
I prefer
Crew, yeah.
Skeleton Crew. These kids are better than that. And I'm like, why are we ranking children? And it was just one
if
of
you
those like
ranking-
out
if
of
you ranking
context.
acting
Like,
ability, yeah, if you ranking acting ability, I don't know about that.
I don't think it was specified.
Oh, I'm going based off of acting ability, and if we're doing so, I think Stranger Things that cast is an anomaly. What the fuck is going on, bro? Please stop this. What are we doing?
Here you
Oh
go, Taj.
Jesus!
Taj, here you go.
Okay, we just
Wave check, wave check, wave check, wave check. Surfboard. Surfboard.
Okay, Jake, give us your thoughts. I know you probably loved it because it wasn't a lot of black
Surfboard.
people.
See, I can't get waves. I
I'm
got
gonna
white
make
people.
you eat
waves.
those words multiple times during this ranking, Lance.
I don't smile, I wave.
What?
Dude, Hannah John came in as Ghost. Coño, man.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, she fine as hell.
And she
Yeah.
only 35. I did not know
I
that.
know. She only a couple years older than us. I'm shooting my shot.
35?
Yeah.
I'm shooting my
Only?
shot.
Great for 35.
That's amazing phrasing.
Anyway,
She don't look 35.
Lawrence Pugh's 29. Don't ask how I know that.
Listen, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
at
she's
least
our
touch-
age.
I'm
right.
silent right now.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
You know?
Yes, she is.
Yes, she
You
is.
I feel like we're maturing together.
As far as I know, she's single too.
Yep.
No, she has a man.
Yeah, she stopped messing around with that dude from Scrubs.
No, she got a man though. She's currently dating somebody. Don't ask me how I know.
Because he looks.
Isn't that her brother?
I'll get my shot at one point. I'll get my shot. Don't worry.
Hey, Phil, don't worry. Emily Osmond's still single.
She got divorced.
That makes her single, doesn't it?
Yeah, and her brother's dealing with some
And
shit
bitter.
right now, so she's got a
And
house to
lonely.
herself. Okay, I'm a step up now. I'm a step up
That
now.
was turned into like a gossip. Like
That was not my fault.
You-
I didn't
you know-
notice that.
You know who else is single? Quinta Brunson.
Who's that?
Who?
Okay.
Wait,
Who the fuck
is
that?
Candace Patton single?
Yeah.
No,
She not
she
with,
is
not
a witch.
Is Jessica Parker
She
gonna be
messing,
single?
she messing with Jr. While he was married,
He was separated.
They broke up.
allegedly. No,
Nah, she's single.
No.
They
I'd
not
marry
together
her.
no more.
I'm more
and
curious about
she
Jessica Parker
just had a
Kennedy.
baby.
Yeah, she did just have a baby.
BRB.
Well, anywho, lights,
She's
camera,
a harlot.
Jake, give us
She's
your
a harlot.
thoughts, Jake. I'm putting you on the R cam.
Okay, here we go.
The R cam?
Jesus H Christ.
I've been called worse. But no, kind of echoing Ronan's sentiments. I like the movie too. Even though like, there were some leads some characters that I wasn't too hot on before going into this movie, just because of their prior appearances.
Were they guys that you weren't hot on? Because if so, I mean, that's cool. We didn't need to know your sexual preferences.
Anyway, Florence Pugh definitely cemented
Happening.
herself as one of the pillars going forward. Got a lot more out of Ghost in this movie than I think we got out of her character in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You should rephrase that.
For you?
And you're just
For
letting
everybody
the
else.
man do a damn review, please. Just let the
Anyway.
man talk.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna get mad at somebody interrupting me. That's a bad joke. Darren understands that joke, and I'm not gonna elaborate further.
I understand that joke as well. I was dang.
Oh
you
yeah.
forgot- What?
Oh yeah.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, Darren, I think that's more proof that he doesn't see black because I was in that stream. That's all I'm saying. You're not making you're not making a good case here, Jay. But that was funny because Eric was getting so pissed.
Anyway.
Moving on.
God damn it. Anyway. Like the movie a lot. I like the message that they were, telling. Won't spoil what it is for Taj's sake. I did like particular things that they did with some of the action that were, some of the way the action was shot intentionally. For people who've seen the movie, you might get what I mean by that. But intentional ways that some of the action pieces were shot. Like David Harbour a lot. Like Ghost a lot.
Yeah, it's up here.
Bob, quote unquote, was really happy with how they handled that character, actually. Because I was a little nervous about that going in, but it ended up being one of the strong points of the movie. And like the post-credit scenes too, the only bad experience I had with the movie was the row of annoying-ass high schoolers in the row behind me. That especially in the post-credit scene, when the second post-credit scene aired with,
Yeah, that's the one I know.
Soon as that happened, they all got up, started just shooting their mouths off and being like, "Man, what the fuck? I hate the Fantastic Four. That's gonna be fucking stupid." I turned around, I was like, "It's gonna make plenty of money without you. Go touch grass." Anyway.
And did they in turn whoop your ass?
They wouldn't stand
No.
a chance.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyway.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know Jake could fight. I'm sorry.
Come on, let's go.
I mean, they're just kids. He's not fighting adults. He stands a better chance.
Come on.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Phil. I'm also not stupid enough to challenge a
Come on.
gorilla.
This is true.
Breaking news: racist white man attacked 5-year-old black kid.
No. He did not attack. He is not the same white.
No.
woman.
I was armed. I had a water gun. Ah!
Oh shit.
That's
Jake.
crazy.
Jake,
I had a record at 5 years old.
It'd be worse if Jake did that.
I
than
stole
did
some
it.
Jello. I'm a convicted felon.
It'd be so much worse.
It was
if Jake
justified.
It would be so.
This
much
is America. Don't catch you slipping, though.
Man, Phil's turning into Eric right now.
If Jake actually did that and then started a GoFundMe, that's when it's a real fucking problem.
Oh,
Right. Yeah, right.
Let me go delete that page right quick.
Okay, so Jake, what's your numerical ranking? What do you give it?
So, I said this in my review, but due to some fuckery going on with the editing, it's not out yet. But I gave the movie an 8 out of 10.
Oh, sweet. Philip.
Finally got that fucking point out. Damn.
Let's see. I really enjoyed this movie. I love the message it sent. They spared us the nonsensical bullshit of a third act beam in the sky or a mass of robots or enemies coming at you all at once. It was a nice change of pace. The Sentry was done extremely well. I will always love Yelena Belova. That is on good authority. I have like one small problem with this movie, and it's not even really like a problem. It's just kind of a thing where I was just like, oh, okay, that happened. And I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a pretty open secret at this point. If you know, you know, right? And it's like,
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
it wasn't done as masterful as it could have been. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, yeah, that. Yeah.
That, right.
I got you.
A mind was blown and it came and went. That's kind of it, more or less. But overall, love the music, cinematography, the performances, the chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably Julia Louis-Dreyfus's best performance in the MCU, along
100%.
with Florence Pugh.
Yeah.
Like they did wonderfully. John Walker is an incredible asshole. I love what Wyatt Russell did with this. Overall, my ranking of it is 9 out of 10. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm gonna slot it in my MCU ranking.
Yeah, it's tough.
Jedi Mike, since he got to see it before any of us because he's famous.
No, only by you, my friend. Only by you. I will say this is that when I stepped out of the theater, I said I love this movie because it had a similar feeling of Everything Everywhere All at Once. What that film did for me at that time of around was it 2021, 2022, where I was just an emotional wreck, and at the end of the movie I was just bawling, crying. Right, some of the themes that these characters were going through is something I went through personally. Right, not trying to get into detail or anything, but because I've healed from it, it's just like, okay, I wasn't expecting to like tear up a little bit. Not that I was crying at the end, but I was like, getting a little choked up in the third act, because a lot of times in this, these comic book movies, again, where, we're going through the whole conventional third act, but actually having a third act actually be the climax of these characters' journey, not just the story, is very rare. It's not about you defeating the villain. No, you're defeating your demon within yourself. But by doing that, it's not also trying to defeat and destroy that demon. Is to accept him and to embrace him, and knowing not to handle that demon by yourself. And when again, it was a part of. I can't even go into it, but like there was one scene at the third act of Embrace with a bunch of characters, right? That on paper might seem very like cliche, whatever. But just in terms of what the set design and what they were doing, where scenes were moving and changing, characters being pulled away and breaking through different
What the hell just happened?
Oh damn!
Oh no!
How did you?
What did you do?
Dude, nothing. I pulled my headphones up like this, and then the next thing I know, it's Lou.
Lance did not see that coming. Okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Should I go on? My bad. But yeah, I get some glue. Get some Elmer, some wooden glue. Elmer, no wood. Yeah, wooden.
Elmer's, no, not Elmer's. Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla Glue, that does it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super glue.
I don't know what those glasses are. They're wood. Get some wooden glue. Whatever. But it's like the third act again. I felt like it kind of got to a point where where the reveal happens that is so stupid, but at the same time is perfect, because where you see the rolling credits and what they represent. This film, I made a video. I made two videos, but one video I said Marvel fixed this issue they had in the MCU, that we were missing this type of entity, this group, for a long time, and now we have an answer. We have a group of these characters in a team, and that's one thing that was missing in the inner-sea of the MCU. Now, is there some issues with it? Obviously. In terms of, character motivations, like, wait, this person's a murderer. Why are you guys, are you trying to, it's kind of like, it does giving a Dark Reign run of the interpretation of Marvel, but I think it was needed and earned at this point of the MCU. Now, obviously, the MCU nerd in me was like, okay, I was kind of questioning, hey, some stuff happening. I'm like, hey, what's happening with other heroes around the block? But again, I'm thinking this movie was shot 2 years ago or so, before while that show was getting redone. So it's whatever. But Sentry, one of my biggest pet peeves about taking very popular characters and completely destroying them. They done that with the Skrulls. They destroyed them. They done that with a few other characters. They destroyed them. And I'm like, with Sentry, you have opportunity here. And what they did was not only Bob, but Sentry and also the Void, they make these very dynamic characters into a point where what they were trying to do with Moon Knight, this worked or done better.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Well, yeah, that's
you know, and it's some,
episode
some
5,
aspect,
yeah.
I love Moon Knight. I'm not dissing. I love Moon Knight. You know,
I
that
get what you're saying.
character shows a different story. I love parts of it. But
2 characters now, dude. Like that, like that's an interesting combo I would want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you do it? And how do you do it? And it's just like also, and again, you said that whole block thing. I saw Red Letter Media's review, which I was shocked that they watched it.
yeah, right.
And for the most part, I get where they're coming from. For the most part, they liked it, which I was shocked. And I like that they said like there's not this whole end of the world thing that they're just taking care of a block in the city. And I remember realizing that and be like, yeah, man, just a block. Just keep an eye on a block in New York City. And I was just like, that felt so like it had been so long since we had experienced something like that. Like everything is just like
law of diminishing returns of like going back to that. But yeah, and to that point, with these C-level characters, like listen, the writers, you had 2 writers here. One of them would have made the action adventure films before, done some Marvel movies. They wrote Transformers 1. But the other writer, they did Beef. They wrote a few episodes of The Bear as well. Like, so those, like, that was a perfect balance of still staying in MCU, but at the same time doing conventionally something new and something that we've been waiting for with these characters. But I'm like, if you can do this with with main big top dogs, I hope the director comes back and do other I want him to do an actual Avengers film down.
Dude,
or
I want Jake Schreier to do a fucking Midnight Suns movie.
That would be perfect. That'd be perfect.
I can see
man.
that.
I want Jake Schreier to be the one to do a Midnight Suns movie. I want him to fucking tackle fucking Moon Knight, Blade,
Scarlet Witch.
and anyone who's just got a fucked up mindset in Marvel. Like, I want Jake Schreier to be
Ghost
like,
Rider?
that's mine. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, no, I would love. I'm with Mike. I want Jake Schreier to come back and do something else because his first outing, oh my god, he fucking he came out swinging, threw his dick on the fucking table and went, "What's up?"
And dude, not even outside of the Bob thing, dude. There's a moment. Again, we won't go into details, but like Yelena and Alexia have a moment that was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's a moment that Alexia has a reaction that just gutted me, and I was just like, "Oh, I know where that's coming from. I know exactly."
There are multiple moments between Yelena and Bob where I'm just like, dude, why?
And it wasn't a romantic relationship.
No.
Which old school writing, they probably would have made that a relationship, but they didn't. Like, it was a lot of people like, please don't make this.
The best thing about those two is that everybody's going to come at that from a different viewpoint. Everybody's going to look at those viewpoints in a different way. There's not just one clear-cut way to look at it. That's going to hit everybody in one way or another.
Now, if the Russos in Doomsday, if Yelena's in trouble and says something to the effect of "Wait till you deal with my boyfriend," I'll be like, "God damn it, here we go again."
Damn it!
Please
don't.
I hope not, but
I mean, honestly, if anything, I would like to see an actual Black Widow and Winter Soldier relationship. If it's not Natasha, let it be Yelena or something. I don't know, but listen, there was no seeds there in the movie. We don't need to have these relationships all the damn time. But I'm just saying, I'm happy that they didn't just.
People can just be friends.
Here's that, but also I would say that in the event that they do push forward with a romantic relationship between Bob and Yelena, it is way more warranted and cultivated than that bullshit in Age of Ultron where you had Natasha and Hulk fucking.
Yeah.
Joss Whedon, we see what you're doing, you fucking scumbag.
Yeah, at least with this, let it simmer.
I liked her getting a little green meat, but okay.
No, because Sam and what's the name? Red Hulk, Mr. President, Red Hulk. They just tried to do the same thing. It was so stupid. Like it just, they're like, no,
that's coming down, big guy.
That was like
their
one thing I
relationship.
noticed.
You can tell the movie was taped together with how their relationship is. It's like, hey, I want to work with you to rebrand the Avengers. 1 to 2 scenes later, you're out. We're not doing this anymore.
So my biggest thing with like comparatively between the two projects, like Brave New World and Thunderbolts, they end very similarly with a conversation but Thunderbolts does it leagues and bounds way better.
Yes.
Because Captain America: Brave New World essentially tries to recreate the whole like sun's going down, big guy, and it's like, fucking, I see what you're doing here, but it doesn't work. It just does. It didn't work then. It's not working now. But with this, it was just like, no. This might sound corny, but I heard this on another friend of mine's podcast. Literally, this is the fucking power of friendship.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It's amazing what a good in the MCU what a hug can do, and like I love that. Like,
and you remember Miguel when I told you about the whole like my issue with Brave New World, I mentioned like, listen, Sam's a grief counselor. What is his grief? Here, you see these characters grieving what they're going through, and it's like
it's done better in What If. He does the same exact thing in What If of all shows, and it's kind of amazing. And I was so excited because I was like, okay, they're teasing that there. What are they possibly going to do in its own movie? And the issue is they don't let Sam and Ross spend much time together in that movie. Like, it's their movie, but they're separated the entire time.
I mean,
there's a line Alexi says that was very much, I hope people don't forget the line, and I hope that Florence keeps holding on to that line of his perspective of like, you know that a long time ago Yelena said this to him, and I'm like, keep that, because in the Avengers we're gonna need something like that. And
when someone makes a mistake, we could depend on you. Like,
okay, but I want Daren to give his thoughts so we can get to the ranking.
Yeah, because we have like a half hour left.
Yep. 0 out of 10. Needed more.
Jill.
Bob. I don't know. No, it's great. It's fantastic. We can move on. It's fine.
Okay, Taladia, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen Thunderbolts. Yeah.
What are your quick thoughts? Because Taj hasn't seen it, so we're like just avoiding spoilers until next week. What are your quick thoughts on it?
Without spoiling it for Taj, I gotta say it's a really good film. Surprised me, definitely surprised me, and I would recommend people watching it.
All right. Okay, so let's jump into Taladia. Don't judge me. My glasses literally just broke on camera.
I know. I was in the chat when that. I was in the chat when that.
Okay, so last week, first of all,
yo, you look so weird without your glasses. Jesus Christ!
Thank you for saying I look amazing. Just for the chat, I want to go ahead and take a look at the ranking the poll real quick. Don't judge me. I have to get really close because I can't see shit.
He fucked up.
Let me guess you.
You look like Michael Jackson, American Dream.
Wow! Holy shit!
Now I can make that joke.
DC TV Arrowverse
I would have said that, but we're live.
The DC TV Arrowverse ranking is now in the lead at 41%. The DCEU ranking is now at 9%. Pedro Pascal rankings is at 36%, and the Disney Channel TV show ranking is at 14%.
Interesting.
Not bad. And Cameron just came in with the technically 4th super chat, and he says I look like Diddy and Kevin Durant all in one. So that's encouraging.
That's something.
Yeah. That's something to say.
Yeah. So far we have Wakanda for. I was about to say Wanda Forever. So far, we have Wanda Forever in S tier, Multiverse of Madness and Hawkeye in A, Groot and what is her name? Miss Marvel in B, Brave New World and the Eternals in C, Nothing in D, and in F, hard F, we have Quantumania and Secret Invasion. Next up on the docket is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Where are you putting it, Lance?
I'll put it in A. I really enjoyed this show, like especially on my rewatch. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Ronan?
I'll go B. I liked it. I thought there's plenty more space to do, but like I said previously, they got really lucky with what they gave Anthony Mackie in that one and Sebastian Stan, and they got extremely lucky with casting Wyatt Russell and Carl Lumbly.
Oh yeah.
Amen to that. Taj?
I'll give it a B.
Okay, we've got 1A, 2 Bs. Mike?
I give it a B. Finale. Oh, everything Isaiah Bradley, A. Or no, S tier.
Okay, so then by that logic, it would kind of maybe fall in like an A- or B category. So
A
whatever you
minus, A minus. So A, you pass A.
So A.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
A low A, a low A.
Yeah, I would probably put it in A as well. I loved Carl Lumbly, like everything regarding his character in that story, and his line of "If by mean met up mean whooped your ass, fuck me if that shit didn't make me laugh." Carl Lumbly is an OG actor. He's phenomenal in whatever he does, and I agree with Ronan. Casting, they got extremely lucky with Wyatt Russell being cast as John Walker, and he played John Walker with a sense of like arrogant gravitas. I'll put it that way because he was really well done. And that fight between Bucky, John, and Falcon is a fucking all timer for me. And in terms of like the Captain America sphere of things like that, that to me is just pretty gold. My only like gripe is that it's a little too short. I wouldn't say there's a pacing issue. I would just say that it's almost too tight, and it could have used maybe 2 more episodes to really flesh some shit out.
Agreed.
But that's where I'm at with it.
Sam crying, wiping the blood off the shield. Oh my god.
Right.
That should have been a movie. See, I wanted I want somebody to do what they did with the Obi-Wan series and cut all those episodes and made into one movie and cut off the fat. Do the same thing for Falcon Winter Soldier. And you probably would have a better Captain America movie than what you got with Brave New World.
Should have been Captain America. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is one of the stronger like MCU shows that we've gotten. It was one of the first ones that we got, but we finally got to see Sam and Bucky on their own, separate from Steve, which really strengthened their characters because you didn't just see them as Captain America's sidekicks.
Right.
Again, like the others have said, Carl Lumbly, Wyatt Russell, major standouts in this series. Action was really good. I would have been curious to see what the original plan was for that pandemic storyline that they were going to do in the show, but because of what was happening around the time, it was excluded for obvious reasons. I think my only issues are with, like there are some moments in the finale I don't love, and I think I did not so much like the approach of them treating the whole thing with the villain as, oh, we shouldn't call this an act of terrorism, even though that's exactly what it was. So them trying to say that it wasn't an act of terrorism, and then like Sam's whole speech at the end, it's been panned to death. There are parts of it I think work. There are parts of it I think don't. But like if that would have been your movie, like I've said, it should have been a movie. If that would have been the movie that solidified Sam as Captain America, because you have this this kind of hesitancy to pick up the shield in the show, and then coming into his own. But then a little bit of that ground is retreaded in the movie. So that if they could have done that all in one, coherent series or movie like this one, I think that probably would have put it up an S for me. But even in spite of all that, I'd still put it an A.
Okay.
A tier. Love it. Some criticisms here and there, like the ending I think is a little iffy,
Rushed.
but like it's still one of the best shows they've ever put out.
I won't disagree. The ending is a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
The speech he gave, goated.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like whenever you're making these decisions, who's in the room with you? Is it more people like you, or is it the people you're affecting?
Even the shot to Isaiah just looking at him saying this, that fucking bro.
Because the entire series,
you know what? My favorite line from that speech is, "I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. What don't I understand?"
Yeah, and like that whole look of approval you see from Isaiah, because the whole time he's like, no, look what they did to me, and he was so against the idea of a black man being Captain America because of what was done to him. He didn't want that to happen again.
Right. He says, and I quote, "No self-respecting black man would want to be Captain America."
Yeah.
And Sam Wilson is not even a super soldier, and he's like, "No, fuck that. I'm Captain America."
Yeah.
And it's great.
Claudia?
I think for me it's an A.
Okay.
I was gonna put it in B tier because it had some solid episodes, but not every episode was solid for me.
Is that more A's than B's?
Yeah.
More A's than B's, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have Moon Knight.
Oh God.
Moon Knight was hit or miss. I'd put it in My midway point is gonna be C. I put it in C. Moon Knight wasn't terrible, but it was better than. No, I'll put it in D. It was better than Secret Invasion. I'll do D for Moon Knight. It could have been. It could have been better. It's so many things they could have done better, and the CGI is at times they didn't even try. The best thing out of Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac did an amazing job, and getting Scarab. I love her. I hope my wife can see that.
I think I would go B- or C+ for me. Like, to me, Mr. Knight, seeing that suit play out, that was sweet. That one I feel bad because Ethan Hawke is a great actor, and I didn't really care for the villain at that point.
Yeah,
it turned into a kaiju movie. But then again, there are sequences that like are literally right out
forgot
of the
about
comic.
that.
Yeah. But that, I think, what was it, the 5th episode, the flashbacks, that was really like, it would have been nice if we got more of that, but that was a standout a piece of writing and performance from Oscar Isaac. And she was phenomenal. She was a highlight, and like I was, again, it was like a fist bump moment when you see her get the suit, and especially with what they teased at the end. I'm hopeful that this is not the last time we see of Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and then Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley.
So I would go B-, C+. A lot of good, though you can tell that those restraints, and I just hope that in the future they learn the lessons. Opportunity for improvement.
Before we go, we have another $5 super chat, and Cameron basically completed the goal. So thank you for that. Lance, do you think the MCU is going to resolve the Sharon Carter story from Falcon and the Winter Soldier before Doomsday and Secret Wars? I think they've forgotten about it, honestly. If they do, I'd be shocked, but I think they forgot about it.
Who cares?
I do. Her being the power broker was dumb as hell. Like, you turned her into a villain for what?
Yeah, if there's one kind of downside to Falcon and Winter Soldier, it was that. It was making Sharon Carter the power broker. It's like, this is the niece of Peggy Carter, and she is such a prominent figure in comic books and modern comics, and it's just like, why the fuck are we going to try and pull a heel turn with this character? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, because she kills weird. Captain America.
So weird. So weird. Anyway.
Who was next?
Taj.
Moon Knight, bud.
You can put this shit in F tier. I ain't like this shit one bit.
Damn.
Ooh, man, how you really feel?
I love Oscar Isaac though. He's great, but I ain't like the show.
So at the very least, would that bump it up to a D because you like Oscar Isaac, or is that a flat out fuck no?
That couldn't even save it for me.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, Mike.
You're next.
Oh, matter of fact, no. I'll put it in D. The only saving grace is the shorty, the girl. She was good.
We got 2 Ds so far and 1 C.
Right, Mike.
I put it in a C, like C+. I mean, I don't know. If this is up for me, I'll move Eternals a little bit lower than this, but because Brave New World, there's moments in the same thing with Moon Knight. I'll put that kind of similar tier, but I enjoyed Moon Knight more than I enjoyed Brave New World. A little bit more, like certain scenes with it. Yeah, C. Yeah, I don't say C-, I'll say C.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel need to be higher though, but that's just my opinion.
I'm somewhere in between like a B and a C because number one, I think Oscar Isaac did a really great job in pushing the identities. I think a large problem for the series is it tackles such a big concept with little time. Like you really needed this. It kind of falls into a similar category of Falcon Winter Soldier. There's not enough time to really dive so deep into this character, and everything just feels kind of bum rushed a little bit. I thought Ethan Hawke as the antagonist was an interesting choice, but at the same time, it's just like I think if you're not necessarily initiated with some of the stuff in the lore and the source material, like he's only in the comics for very briefly, Arthur Harrow, the character, anyway. But like, just the overall concept of like how integral all three of the identities there with Mark and Steven and Jake Lockley. I feel like there's a bit of missed opportunity to kind of just save Jake Lockley as like the, you know, the, oh yeah, he's here too. And it's like, I wanted to see more of Jake, but it's up to interpretation of whether or not when Mark blacked out and Steven didn't remember it either. It's like, well, that was probably Jake Lockley, but we're not going to know until we get another season. I think the big CGI monster fest was kind of jarring. And I say that as someone who is fond of the hippo god thing. What they did with that in episode 4 and 5, I think, was really interesting. There was a lot of potential here, but I think it just gets kind of squandered by just a lot of really rushed storytelling. And I find that really ironic because the showrunner was just, for whatever reason, every time he was in interviews for this, he was just taking shots at DC and Black Adam. And I'm just like, dude, answer questions about your fucking show. Quit trying to make it a pissing contest about the two properties. Like, what's your fucking problem?
What did the two have to do with each other anyway?
He was all like up in his feels because Dwayne Johnson wasn't an actor of Egyptian descent of her ethnicity to play a character like Black Adam.
The movie wasn't even out yet.
and he was also like taking shots at Wonder Woman 1984, saying everything looked fake. And I'm just like, dude, you literally have Oscar Isaac standing next to a CGI fucking Egyptian god rolling through space to make time move faster. How can you sit there and talk shit about shit being fake when you're literally making fake shit? Like, fucking come on, dude. Like, grow some balls, get the fuck out of your feelings. But I digress. Overall, I think Moon Knight is a fun character. I just think, based on what I know about the character and what I've read about the character, like, it's close. It's not quite there because, again, like, the three identities are so integral to Mark Spector and the overall character of Moon Knight, and I feel like just emphasizing the two maybe hindered it a little bit. But even then, like, technically speaking, it's just a very kind of flawed but fun show. But it's also very disconnected in a lot of ways from the other stuff in the MCU, which is weird to say because this was also kind of supposed to tie into King Dynasty a little bit, and that's not going anywhere now. So it's like,
yeah,
well, now Moon Knight's just out there in the MCU, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. So I'm probably gonna land on C. That's where I'm at with it.
So let's see. So 2Ds, well, yeah, 2Ds, 1C, 2Ds, 3 Cs, right? 3 Cs.
Yeah.
Okay. Jacob Lockley.
So I was so torn on this series because, like, I think Oscar Isaac was really good in the lead. He was definitely better than his previous live action comic role. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Oh Lord!
But
this newest one's the best, though.
Yes. And I feel kind of the same way about Moon Knight that I do Miss Marvel, to where the lead is compelling and entertaining, and the whole, like, three identities is a really cool thing to tackle. But when I compare it to Miss Marvel, I say, like, the beginning is good and the end is good, but the middle is kind of a mess. And it's like it feels like half of it was written by one team and half of it by another team, and that does a little bit jarring. I think again, I didn't hate Ethan Hawke's character. I didn't love it either, but again, it's been a while since I've rewatched it, but I'm kind of in the middle on it. I'm probably gonna land on C as well.
Oh, me, right.
Okay.
F tier, my least favorite MCU project.
Really?
Really?
And honestly, I don't even know why. Like, I just couldn't get into the show. Every week, it just felt like a pain for me, and I don't even think it's fair. Like, I want to give the show another shot at some point, like, give it another go, but, like, I just found it to be painfully boring every week. But I hope for the fans of the show it can get a second season someday, because I think they deserve it. I think there's cool concepts in here. Like you all said, Oscar Isaac he does a good job. I personally didn't care.
That's fair.
Okay, that's a fair point. For me personally, it's going to be a C tier because I liked it, but also didn't hate it. So
That's more C's than D's. So
yeah,
And we got 2 Fs too.
There's an argument you made. It could fall into D category. But I
Mm,
think since the fact that there's a lot more C's kind of outweigh the D's
Yeah.
and the F,
yeah.
Yes, he's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
it's a
C's
C
fine.
minus at best, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. So next up, Agatha All Along. I loved Agatha. It's between S and A for me because I feel as if this series achieved what it was going for. I was not bored at all watching this. Billy Maximoff was like the world's worst kept secret, but
I know, right?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
like week to week, week in and week out, I was looking forward to the show. Like I loved it.
For me, I like parts of it. You know, when I did, I watched something of the first few episodes, and I don't think I even finished it. That being
Whoa.
said, Catherine Hahn and Aubrey are just phenomenal actresses. It really wasn't my cup of tea.
So
what
where
would
do you put it?
Probably in C or D.
Okay. Okay. So
Hi.
that's 1A, 1D.
That's a range.
I'll put it in B. I enjoyed it.
Oh wow, we're all across the board today.
1A, 1B, 1D. Okay.
Mike.
Mike.
So when I got these episodes early, I only got the first two, and I wasn't feeling it. Then I watched the show with my wife week by week. Then when we got to episode 5 or 4, when the reveal happened with Billy, since then I loved the show. And I'm glad I had that experience watching that with my wife too, and not trying to negate, the show that was actually good. It, might had a slow start, but I was liking some elements of it, but I was just like, and then at the end, doing some also other things like with Aubrey Plaza's character, like it's completely knocked it out of the park. And I love Billy. I love Billy. And Catherine Hahn, I think we'll see her again, and Billy again. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the show. I'll say A.
Phil.
I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I was going to. I was not sure how a spinoff of a spinoff, especially one about Agatha Harkness, was going to land. And you know what? I should not have doubted Jack Schaefer because she's a fucking phenomenal writer in her own right. And she directed the shit out of this series. She knew exactly what she wanted to do. She knew what kind of story she wanted to tell. And I mean, yeah, Billy Maximoff was like one of the worst kept secrets ever, but I think that was all part of the fun. Everyone was waiting like, okay, when's the reveal going to happen? When's the reveal going to happen? When's the reveal going to happen? Right. So that was cool. I liked how each episode, if you thought it was going to go a certain direction, then the next one would kind of subvert you a little bit. Instead of it just being, oh, we're just going to go like from building to building, house to house, and people are just going to fucking die left and right. They don't really do that. They kind of space some of the deaths out, but also surprise you with who's going to stay alive too. And it was actually quite a surprise to see that, spoilers for a show that's almost a fucking year old, like Agatha Harkness actually kicks the fucking bucket at the end. She becomes a spirit, and it's like, wow. I think there's not a bad performance in this show. I think Aubrey Plaza, honestly, is just like one of the biggest fucking surprises in the MCU, playing the character of Death of all things. And it's just like, that is pretty gnarly. I wonder if she's going to come back in some form or another as some kind of surprise somewhere down the line. That'd be fucking cool. Yeah, I liked WandaVision. I liked Agatha all along. I'm looking forward to Vision. I think they're all kind of in a similar category, so I'm probably going to go with A for Agatha. No pun intended.
Okay. Jacob Beltree.
So I enjoyed this series more than I thought I was going to. I kind of like Phil, I wasn't sure how this would land. I wasn't sure that the character needed her own spinoff. And then kind of like Mike, I wasn't feeling it at first. The whole Billy thing, again, all knew it was coming, but I still think the moment itself worked. And like, as we were building up to each episode, I think the finale definitely landed. And like a few people have brought up, Aubrey Plaza was a very pleasant surprise in this series, playing the character of Death. And it just makes me look back at it in hindsight and go, if they would have had the appeasing Death angle being part of Thanos' character motivation, I would have totally understood it, but that's a different conversation. But, I really liked what they did, with Agatha characters too. I think, Jack Schaefer did really good with this series, and this is one of the series that wasn't afraid to embrace its comic routes, where you look at a few of the other series where it kind of seems like they are holding back on that. This one wasn't in the slightest. Now the middle of it, kind of what's I've said with some other ones, the middle of it I don't love. Like it's the middle of the series is kind of hit or miss. I would probably give it a B, but it's a high B.
Okay. Daren?
Agatha, I adore Agatha. I think it was fantastic. I think it's my second favorite of the Disney Plus Marvel shows, or at least live action. No, I think it's fantastic, start to finish. I think all the performances are great. All the set pieces are great. It's one of the only Disney Plus shows to me that's felt like an actual TV show and not these little mini events, like a stretched out movie. And I want another season of it. I hope we get more Agatha in the future. Hey.
Okay, for me, it has to be a D. It's not my favorite show, so that's my opinion. So I'll give it a D.
We are all across the board with this one.
I know. I don't know.
Minus Ronan and Taladia, yeah.
I say we put it in B. I say we put it in B.
Yeah, kind of like in the middle.
That's pretty fair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Next up is Echo.
Oh God.
I didn't. Echo lost me. I'm gonna put it in F.
Yeah. After that,
The best part about Echo, I think we can all agree, it was just seeing the Daredevil fight.
I love Echo.
Ah,
Really?
I think there's a conversation to be had.
I don't know.
Echo's strange because I think it's in some ways it's one of the best of the shows. It just didn't have an ending. They just they had to cut stuff and they had to be like, well, it's over now. If they would have actually committed and finished the show instead of having this little 5-episode thing, it would easily be the best in my opinion.
It's weird because the trailers got a lot of people with the violence and stuff.
Yep.
But it's just there, and it's not as
Hold on. Why is Echo in this twice?
Yeah,
why is it in here twice?
Yeah, it's in there
because
twice.
It's an Echo, obviously.
Ayo.
Really?
Anyway,
what was I saying?
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
It's okay. I couldn't hear you.
Seeing this point of view in the MCU with the Native Americans and whatnot, I found that very intriguing. And again, it's sort of a thing where with a couple of these shows where as a whole I didn't like them, but that doesn't mean I don't want to see the character again. I want to see the character again, interact with more of the MCU characters, and go full on more action and whatnot. And just again, I tried it. As a whole, it wasn't my thing. It's probably a little bit higher than Agatha for me, but it's one of the things that I'm like, people dug it. Kudos to them, but no, it wasn't my cup of tea as a whole. Great lead. I think she was really good.
Yeah.
With the material she got, I think she did a good job.
absolutely.
Okay.
Tosh hated it. Right.
Yeah, I ain't like this shit.
F. Okay.
Outside of that fight with Daredevil, I was tuned the fuck out.
Fair enough. Mike?
But I'm happy it does speak to
sorry.
that demographic though. I'm hoping
Right.
If you're a part of
Culturally speaking, it's
culturally,
it's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you.
It just I can't relate to it. I'm black. I'm sorry. It just didn't work for me.
No.
No.
Listen. Why is it that when you make an original, character Marvel and you created Space Pocahontas in animation, you made another Space or superhero Pocahontas with Echo, It's unnecessary, and I think ethically disrespectful. To be honest with you, because I think the character Echo on its own could have, easily dive into, just certain characters, not aside just from like Daredevil and Kingpin, but in terms of that, even though she had a short run in her, comic story, like in terms of solo wise, there's still enough material there to have a make an interesting story instead of just creating your own shit, just for the sake of serving the audience. I could have put all those different characters in that you took from Twilight, New Moon, Twilight, Eclipse, Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Breaking Dawn Part 2. All the Wolfpack family, which you just took from that movie, although that franchise, and put them in here. I would have put them in interesting roles and stuff that would not become a stereotype. But hey, that's just me, Marvel. I try to, I try to see beyond just color, than what you just put on there just to check off a box. But yeah, this show deserves more, and the character I feel deserved more, and I feel they could be easily redeemed if they come in season 2, Born Again. Who knows? But
I think they will.
I'm just saying, if they don't, that character, they just forget ever seen that character ever again. Unless they do Warpath and X-Men, whatever. Anyway, yeah.
You named off all the Twilight movies way too fast.
Well, because they're on Netflix, and also I'm a fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with a lot of things everyone else has said. I enjoyed it, but I also think like there's a reason why Marvel put this in January of 2024. B, it's only 5 episodes. C, they dropped it all at once. Like, this is part of the Chapek era. It was on the tail end of the Chapek era. It was definitely just something that they threw out there for content. And I can agree with Mike that, I'm not going to say you're pandering to your demographic, but I will just say that, like, you put it out there specifically to possibly check off a box, but at the same time, like, people at Marvel and people who made the show still did their due diligence to seek out people from specific tribes to make sure that they were at the very least culturally accurate. I can respect that. I also think that, like, taking some creative liberties with characters is kind of just something that Hollywood tends to do no matter what. So you're never going to be able to please anyone. And I'm not saying that's like a bad thing or a good thing, but I will just say that, like, what I witnessed with this show, it was fine. Like, I think for me, yeah, the highlight is obviously the Daredevil stuff, but also, like, there's a lot there that you can unpack with, like, Kingpin trying to take her under his wing as like an adoptive daughter of sorts, and she had a really tragic backstory. Like, there's a lot of shit there to unpack, and unfortunately, just being subservient to a 5-episode block and cutting it, like, it is just like, ultimately, I'm kind of with Mike. I think the character deserved better, and I think I kind of land somewhere between like a B or a C, because I think quality-wise, like, it's a very well-made show. It's very like grounded, down to earth, and whatnot. But man, it's just such a shame that, like, Marvel. This is the one of 3 Marvel projects of 2024, and it's the one that's talked about the least because it was put at the very beginning of the year, and it was just like, hey, here you go, all 5 episodes at once, and it's just like, all right, cool. So overall, I'm probably gonna say C.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Jake.
I wanted to like this series a lot more than I did. The highlight has been talked about with the Daredevil stuff, but I think this series had so much potential. With the demographic that they were, that was very much focused on. I don't even mind that being in there if it is like a crux of who the character is, and that's part of what makes them who they are, and like that has a narrative purpose in the things that they do. And in fact, I strive for things like that, because like, what does somebody's background say about who they evolve into? I like those kind of stories, but as has been said, it felt like they were just putting it in there purely to tick off a box, and when you're doing it just for that, I think it rings very hollow. And like, I want to see more of that character in hopefully better projects. And it's it's really disappointing because like there was so much in this show that I really, really wanted to like, and some of it was starting to get me, but then they never really managed to maintain that attention rather. And like it's competently, like from a like film / TV making standpoint, it's competently shot. It's well, like the sound effects work. It's well edited together. It's competently structured, but it didn't really capture my interest. I didn't absolutely hate it, but it was probably about as fine could get for me. So I would put it at probably a C.
Yeah, in terms of like overall Marvel Studios content, it's about as middle of the road as the middle of the road projects get.
Yeah.
It fits into that category very well, which is unfortunate because I think the characters deserved a lot better. Oh my sweet Jesus Christ, that is Katrina Law. Holy shit.
You just opened that?
Yep, I just opened that. That's beautiful. Anyway.
Phil, can you answer this question? I don't remember.
Did the head writer of Echo said they changed Echo's power because Echo was boring? I don't think they said it because she was boring. I think they changed it just to fucking accommodate real world. That's the thing. People get so bent out of shape when adaptations take liberties with characters, and they're like, "Well, it's not like the comic." Well, yeah, no shit. Not everything's gonna be like the fucking comic. You have to make it look realistic.
If you want it to be like the comic, go read the damn comic.
I can't. Thank you. I can't echo. No pun intended. I cannot echo that sentiment enough because people are. I want it to be like the comic. Then go read the fucking comic, shithead.
All right, ran over.
Yeah, thank you for the $5 super chat, Cameron. We have reached the goal, and the goal for the winning poll. The winning poll has been DC TV Arrowverse rankings. So, Pedro Pascal, you lost.
Wait, you asked me a question?
No.
Oh, my bad.
No.
I'm sorry, I went back to the bathroom. My bad.
Daren, you're next.
This is like literally probably my most like conflicted projects because like I love what's here a lot. Like I really enjoy what's here, and there's a lot of what I've been asking for. It's more deep characters, very similar to Agatha, a show that actually feels like it's a TV show, not just this like mini event. But when you literally have the not showrunner, but like the person running the show being like, yeah, they made us stop filming the show. We had a 7-episode season. They cut us down to 5 halfway through, and that is apparent. Plot lines are gone. Characters, are missing. They don't fully explain how the powers work. And while what's there, I love a lot. I can't rate it high because stuff of the show is just missing. It's just not there.
Yeah.
So like it is ultimately a C for me, even though I love what's there. I would kill for a season 2 of Echo that has the showrunner, that has a proper episode count, that lets these actors do their thing, because what's there is good in my opinion. It's what I want more of from them.
For me, I'm not much of a fan of Echo, so I can't really put any grading on it.
Okay.
So are we just gonna say another middle of the road?
I think everyone was kind of at a C or a B.
Okay.
Yeah. They took it out of the oven like 30 minutes too early.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yep.
Daredevil Born Again.
Ooh, this will be fun.
Ooh.
For me, I'm gonna give it a A. It had its pitfalls with some of those middle episodes, but I'm going to give it a solid A. That's all I gotta say.
Huh. Interesting. Let's see. I'll take a look right before I give my letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's only 7 or 8 stuff in here that I would give it an S and A. Everything else could see what it is. I'm really torn either between an S or an A. Like, to me, I get some of the stuff that people had issues with, but you just can't do.
Are you doxing me, Lance?
I'm rubbing your. Oh, sorry, I was rubbing your face. I thought I was doing that in my mind.
That's worse.
Oh,
You just did that on a live stream. Good job.
Sorry, Ronan.
Yeah, it's all good. It's in stream. To me, you have to do your own thing, yet honor what the Netflix era did, which I think they did for the most part. Now I agree with a lot of people. Season 2 might be smoother. It'll be way more smoother. We don't live in the vacuum. We know the stuff they had to transition for the series, and Charlie got to flex some new muscles, I think, with this one, and I was happy for him to do that. There are episodes that will stay with me about it. There's the White Tiger trial. There's the bank sequence. There's damn it, that opening of episode 1, and this was a situation of like when stuff might be bumpy, and you're coming back to something that means a lot to people. This, in my opinion, was the best case scenario they could have gotten with under the circumstances and the stuff they were at with this show. So I think I'd either go S tier or A tier, in my opinion.
Okay. Taj.
I'll put it in A tier. I enjoyed it. The middle
Taj
episodes,
agrees with me.
those middle episodes are kind of boring, but that was fine.
Okay. Mike.
I still think it's in the toilet.
I think it's a B plus. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be a B plus, right? An A minus. But certain episodes I'll put A plus. No S. I'll put some episodes I'll put as S tier. But show wise, in terms of pacing certain episodes, but I already know what's coming in season 2. It's almost like I don't want to judge it because I want to see season 2 to feel how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I just feel like a lot of my thoughts on it are kind of might be a little bit premature. That is just being honest, but I'd say B plus, but like I'm talking about 89. But cinematography and all that stuff S tier for Disney Plus. Marvel S tier.
89. Oh, out of 100, I was like 89.
Okay. Phil?
No, well, you thought 69, but no.
No, that's
I'm
Lance.
at a really awkward place with this show because I really love the Daredevil Netflix run a lot. I think it's some of the best superhero television ever produced. And so for my own personal tastes and sensibilities, that's already like a tall enough task to live up to. Those are some big shoes to fill. And I think what this show does is good enough, but to me, there were things like obviously the creative hurdles behind the scenes aside, like I do think that some of the stitching together is a little noticeable. I am not superbly fond of some of the heavier CGI trickery, even though I understand you want Daredevil to look more flippant, and I get it. Like, it's just unappealing to me as opposed to what was done in the Netflix show. And I'm going to be brutally honest. I was not really too keen on Vanessa and Wilson Fisk going to therapy, because by the end of the season, what did it amount to? Shit, fuck all. They were right back where they started. They were on great terms. It was just kind of this, semi-turbulent thing that they were kind of both just bothered by. But then at the end of it, they both come together to fucking put her shameful fucking affair to rest. Literally, that's exactly what they did. And I did not like that. And I usually really love a lot of the Vanessa Wilson Fisk stuff in the other incarnation. And so for here, I'm just like, I don't know. I would have much preferred seeing it. Obviously, this is just kind of down to like subjectivity and what I could have wanted or would have wanted out of the show. But what I got, I wasn't really a fan of. Like, I would have preferred to see more of Wilson Fisk just like kind of losing it as trying to be the mayor, but then kind of regressing into his Wilson Fisk stuff. But then also seeing like Vanessa Fisk try and maintain that leadership over his business, if you will, right? But not getting the respect that she deserves. And then slowly have Wilson Fisk kind of meld those two worlds together in the way that, well, frankly, is very mirroring of our real world in a lot of respects. So ultimately, like, I have to put it at a B, even though I really liked, the Daredevil Punisher stuff is fucking great. Like, there's no doubt about that in my mind. But the Foggy Nelson stuff, also great. Like kind of Jake said in regards to another show, started off great, ended great. Stuff in the middle,
that's debatable. And it boils down to whichever episode you were talking about. I have seen people say that the bank episode with Kamala Khan's dad is filler. I actually really like that episode quite a fair bit.
That's funny because Charlie Cox said he hated it.
He just came out and said, "Yeah, listen, I thought this was awful."
Wow.
That's
Really?
Wow.
Really? Okay.
That's too
I
funny
dug
because
that one.
the ending of that episode was beautiful. I love that he broke Homeboy's kneecaps. But hey, Charlie Cox is entitled to his opinion. That
Yeah.
don't have to agree with it, but I'm not gonna fucking be like, you're wrong, dude. No, he's fucking Daredevil. But no, I'm with Ronan, knowing what's coming down the pipe and knowing it's gonna be the same crew that we have now. It's like, okay, great. We're gonna get something more consistent, and I'm excited for that. But overall, where Born Again is currently right now, as far as Phase 5 is concerned, B. I put it at a B.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, and I think after this we're gonna do WandaVision, and then we're gonna make the rest of them part 3 for next week.
This is going to be like 4 or 5 parts, Lance.
We may as well have just put the whole MCU on this list at this point. If it was going to be a multi-part
No,
thing.
that would take
Hey.
forever.
Yeah.
Hey, Lance, it works for me because I'm just saying we get to talk about it.
Yeah, true. So, Jake,
So with this series,
delicious.
again, I had such, I have such a strong attachment to the original Daredevil series. It is one of, if not my favorite piece of live action superhero television.
Don't do that, bro. Like, you gonna tell this man to talk and then call him delicious, bro?
I mean, he's entitled to his opinion. Anyway, loved the Daredevil Punisher stuff. Seeing the side of Frank where he became the Punisher to do what law enforcement was not willing to do, and to cross those lines if they wouldn't, and then they use his moniker, his symbol, to go even further than he sees as justifiable. That it was really compelling storytelling how they framed that. No, I'm surprised no one's mentioned this yet, but I think Kamar de los Reyes was phenomenal in this series as Hector Ayala.
100%.
Absolutely loved his character. It's really sad that with the real life death of the actor, we won't be getting more of that character. But I think that the way that his character was rounded off, while gut wrenching, it definitely made sense for the story that they were telling. And
dude,
like, all the stuff between him, like between Frank, Matt, and then Hector, and then to some extent Bullseye. I loved their interactions. The main thing, and this is kind of an opposite to what I've said with other series, to where I actually wasn't immediately hooked on at the beginning. It took a little bit for me to kind of get attached to it, because there are points where you can clearly tell, kind of going back to reference the bit with the therapy that Phil brought up. Again, it didn't amount to anything, and especially in the beginning, you can tell that it was purely just there for the sake of putting the cast together, because they say, oh, look, this therapist is Matt's new girlfriend. But did that bring any interesting character dynamics? No, it did not. So, knowing what we have coming up, I'm definitely optimistic, because it's that same, crew that put in a lot of the coherent stuff that really worked, even though you can kind of see the split of what was old versus what was new. You can see that split in some episodes more than others. I wanted to put it at absolute S tier along with that original run. Because of a few problems here and there, I'm not going to do that. I really, really liked parts of it, so I will put it at an A.
This show's tough to talk about, I think, because of everything you guys have already said. Like, I've said it before. I love every episode of the show. Every episode does not work together in unison, though. It's like these are good episodes, but not necessarily a good season, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3 different shows kind of mushed together. And I'll say, I think, under the circumstances, it's a miracle this show turned out as good as it did. This could have been an absolute train wreck, and I give it a little bit of leniency because I know they're trying their best, and I know season 2 will be better, and I know season 2 will rank higher for me than season 1. But it is a C just by all those things. It's messy, it's convoluted, but it's still ultimately pretty good. So B for me.
For
Okay.
me personally, it's an A. I would have given it an S tier, but I think just a couple of episodes this wasn't there. But other than that, it's an A. It's a solid show, and Charlie Cox definitely nailed the Daredevil character in this season. Like, we got to see different suits. We got to see Punisher again. We got to see a different, like, even though it's a Disney era of type of thing, we've never seen a Disney show so this much before on the television. So that's for that reason I give it an A.
I think your mic's going a little in and out.
My mic, hold on. I'll fix that.
So are we? So should we? So it seems like we're mostly between like A and B.
Yeah.
Where should we agree to drop it?
I mean, I think it's deserving of an A, even if I slot it as a B.
Yeah. Okay, so A it is. In front of Winter Soldier or after?
After.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, within tier to tier, does it like really matter?
Not particularly.
True. So the last one for part 2 is WandaVision. Me personally, I loved WandaVision, but I feel as if, as it seems to be like the course of these, kind of like feel like they dropped the ball halfway through in some instances. But that's just me though. I put WandaVision. It's between A or B for me. I can't pick.
Hey, I'll pick for you.
Well, that's that.
I go S tier
Nice
for
to
me.
know. Whoa.
I really dug this show. This was the water cooler talk show, and
True.
to me, it was what I was hoping that they would explore with Wanda and Vision. And people always chime in at the finale. I dug the finale from a philosophical point of view. Yeah, there's the sword band guys and whatnot, but I heard people tell me that by the time you get to that ending with Wanda and Vision saying goodbye to the boys, and even Vision saying goodbye to Wanda, that you didn't connect. And I'm like, that hit home for me. Like that was, yeah. Then there's the sequence where she relives the moment that she opens the deed, and it's Vision saying, so we can grow old together, and like he left her the land. I think Elizabeth got to like fully embrace Scarlet Witch persona, and I feel like that's just a little bit of what I think he can still do, and even more in the MCU. And Matt Shackman, I think he made his bones with that series, because now he's doing the Fantastic Four, and I am pumped as fuck for him. I'm happy for him. I feel like he maybe should have done a independent film before doing a big budget, but if he felt that confident, and in Marvel and Kevin and all them felt confident about him, then I'm pretty certain that they got another home run with FF. But WandaVision, well done. I love it.
What we
Who's
talking
that?
about?
WandaVision.
I haven't watched it since it came out. Shit. I enjoyed it. I'll put it in like A or B. Like I had fun with it.
Okay.
Mike.
Michael.
Yeah, I put A.
A. Okay.
You're welcome.
Phil.
So, I actually had to go back and look at my ranking for this one because I forgot where I ranked WandaVision, and it's on the higher side definitely. But as far as the overall ranking for Phase 4 and 5, I think on the whole, I enjoyed more than I did not, because number one, I am a sucker for old school television, and I like the fact that the show went in a period piece by period piece setting for each episode. I thought that was really intriguing. I like that it pulled elements of like House of M and like some of Vision's stuff, and it was the introduction of Agatha Harkness. And even though there's a lot at play and there's a lot to juggle, I think it juggled things well, because then you also had like the inclusion of Sword. You had, Teyana Parrish as Monica
Photon.
Rambeau. Yeah. Like again, like there's a lot of stuff at play here, but I think the balancing act was really well done, especially going back and forth between like the whole what is reality and what is inside the hex, like dealing with all of that. I can understand some criticisms about the finale episode just turning into a big slugfest between the two Visions, and obviously a magical duel between Agatha and Wanda. But at the end of the day, like I still really liked this show a lot, if not loved it, for a lot of different reasons. Like, growing up watching reruns of Bewitched, I Love Lucy, things like that. Like this show is literally like, hey, if you like this is our Marvel Studios take on that. And it's like, oh fuck yeah, absolutely. And like I'm with Ronan. The fact Matt Shackman went from this to now doing Fantastic Four, when he was announced as Fantastic Four, I said, oh, they're making a fucking period piece and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of inclined to say S, honestly.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Jake?
So, like with many of the Disney Plus series, this had things that I liked and disliked. I am definitely more on the like side with this one. I'll be honest, in movies prior, I was not all too hot on the Scarlet Witch character. Nothing against Elizabeth Olsen at all. I thought she did good with what she was given, but they had so far strayed away from showing how powerful a character like that can actually be. And you finally got to see, not only her true level of power, but also, more depth to her character than I think the movies had ever shown. And, you obviously have the advantage of TV episode runtimes. And, this, I thought, definitely paved the way for what we would see for her in Multiverse of Madness very well. And you see, the connection that she has to Billy and is it Tommy? Is that the other one's name?
Billy and Tommy. Yes.
Yeah. And another character I was never too hot on, Paul Bettany's Vision.
I'm glad you weren't hot on Vision, weirdo.
Anyway,
I
thought he was well enough in this series. Never there were never any big standout moments, but kind of like Phil was saying, I love how each episode had this period piece setting. That was, I think, one of, if not the show's strongest elements, was that each episode had that unique kind of episodic, structured, uniquely cinematographed tone to it, and that was actually the hook that got my mom to actually give the show a try, because similar to Philip there, I Love Lucy reruns were on constantly. Bewitched was on a good amount, so that sort of sitcom TV type era, down to the black and white shades. It was really just it was so unique at the time, because it was the first of those series that we had gotten in MCU and Disney Plus era. The finale did leave some things to be desired a little bit. I think Evan Peters was utterly wasted in this series.
Yeah.
I would definitely be curious to see if they're ever going to bring him back to play any other sort of role, whether it's a version of Peter / Pietro or not. Don't know if it's ever going to happen. We'll see. I do have my issues with it. I would probably put it at B, although I do really like it. I'll say B.
Oh, it's me. Hi. A, like a low A for me. I'm just echoing what everyone else is saying at this point. Like what Ronan was saying about at the time, it may have been some of the most hype Marvel has ever been for me. Like that week to week discussion and breaking it down and talking about it, and some of that was the part of the series' downfall, right? But like that was also the thing that was like most memorable about the show. Obviously these actors are super amazing, they're super great. I do agree, not a huge fan of the last couple episodes, but a big part of that may have just been the disappointment of the whole like Ralph Boner thing, and that being very frustrating, right? But like, it's good. Like I feel like people put so much weight on those final couple episodes, being like, oh man, it made the whole thing terrible. It's like, no, it's still a good show. So it's like an A for me.
All right, for me, it's an A. Solid show. Still continued on leading into multiverse. What's it called? Doctor Strange
Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. So the launching point was from this show. So that reason to give it an A.
Lance.
Well, we're gonna put it in A. I mean, yeah. It seems like the consensus is A.
Yeah.
The A's have
all
it.
A's and then 2 S's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
we're
I'm
gonna,
gonna B.
I had a
put
B,
it
but
in
I can
A.
agree with A.
We're gonna put it in A, and this is the ranking thus far, everyone. We will be finishing this up next week, and then we will be.
You say that now.
Jesus Christ.
You say that now, but there'll be part 3 and 4.
Let me not jinx it. But we will be finishing this ranking, but we'll be diving back into it next week, and then soon after that, we will be starting the one that was just voted on, ranking the Arrowverse / DC TV shows. That's everything from Smallville to Lois and Clark, to Naomi.
Talking about Smallville.
To Naomi.
Wait. You're going pre-CW?
All of
Yeah.
it.
All of it. I'm going pre-CW.
So Flash
all DC
1990
shows.
is in there? Awesome.
Yes. I'm doing all of it. So once we finish this,
Birds of
especially since
Prey.
this is that dry period, so
Oh,
I'm just
God.
trying to keep fresh things. If you
I
know
can't
what I
wait
mean.
to put
Um,
Titans in F tier.
I could probably make that list if you want. Like just
Okay,
make
cool.
like that tier.
Yeah, make the tier and get it hot and ready like a Little Caesars.
Was Birds of Prey the Dina Mayer where she played Barbara Gordon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I want to thank everybody for being here today. Thank everyone for their super chats, even though it was just Cameron. But I'm appreciative. We will see everyone next week. Ronan, before we go, say what you got going on this week. I want everybody to say what they got going on.
Very, very soon you'll see reactions to Andor, the penultimate arc. These next 3 episodes, you'll be seeing it tonight in the next few hours or so. What else you got? I think tomorrow, if all else goes well. Jesus, Daren. Fuck was I saying? Yeah. If all goes well, tomorrow I'll do a stream talking about Tales of the Underworld and Andor season 2 episodes thus far. And then what else? I think I might be continuing my coverage of Lazarus, the new anime from Adult Swim, on the weekend, and obviously Last of Us coverage. And then, yeah, I'm trying to start setting up stuff for the next few months.
Okay. Taj, I know you just did like 2 uploads today.
Yeah, and I got 2 more tomorrow.
Okay. Jake.
I've got my normal uploads that I do. I've got the character costume rankings, all of the Arkham rankings, the secrets of Arkham that I'm eventually going to get back into, the retro reviews, the Let's Plays. I've got my own Sunday series, Jake's Lost Levels, where I get all my PS4 game data back. We picked up a number of subs in this past Sunday stream, so trying to continue to ride that high, trying to get to 2,000 by the release of Superman.
Sweet.
And anybody here wants to tune into that, it is at Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Daren, what just happened?
I'm sorry.
He couldn't handle listening to me. He had to back out.
Phil.
Just cranking his hog. Hold on.
No, I was making sure I got the right music bit for a post I was sharing on Instagram. I have my show Friday Filled this Friday. We're going to be doing a ranking of the Phase 5 of MCU on my show. I'm going to be talking about a bunch of other stuff as well. Probably where Thunderbolts is going as far as box office wise. Probably going to be talking about, if anything drops for Superman, I'm sure we'll be talking about it there. Probably be talking about Grand Theft Auto 6, the trailer for that on that show as well.
So
also, I'm here every Tuesday. I'll be on
Council tomorrow night, I'm sure. Gonna try. I'm kind of waiting on something for anything Batman related for the Eternal. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do next yet, even though I have ideas, but I just can't find the fucking time to get anything done with it. I'm still working on a video that I wanted to have out by May 1st, but I got hit with some snags, so I've had to go back into the editing room and fucking figure some shit out. So that's fun. I'm sure it'll be up by the end of the week, I hope. But yeah, that's about it. Vero, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, unfiltered.
Michael, it's almost time for Michael to get me into the African American Critic Association, by the way.
Your mic's on mute.
You're muted.
You're muted,
my friend.
I say you ain't the only one. I gotta start charging niggas. But anyway, I am the hope of the slave, and I don't work for free. Somebody better find my damn check. Are you fine? Phenomenally beat you phenomenally. Anyway,
my mouth was shut. I want to make that clear.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I got some. Again, now my work schedule kind of been more balanced this coming month and everything, and I got more reviews and stuff. I just posted 3 videos already this past week, and I got interviews I've already done. I'm just ready to post. I interviewed Brian Tyree Henry for Dope Thief. So I'll be dropping this week, and I got an interview scheduled for Mission Impossible with somebody who is very popular in the African American community. She's often regarded as a queen, but I can't say what her name is. But if
that's
all
sweet, man.
All I'm gonna say is, ask her, can they bring back Bobby Nash? Just ask. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean,
you know damn well they ain't doing that shit.
Just ask her, can they bring back Bobby Nash? Just do it.
La Reina.
But yeah, I'm working on that. But yeah, you can follow me there, YouTube,
everywhere.
Everywhere at Jedi Mike 7 and everything. I appreciate you guys' support. But I'm back, y'all posting. But thank you for time. I've been incognito. It's not been by choice. My back's been against the corner. So yeah.
Who's going next, me or Daren?
Go ahead, Taladia Plays.
Okay, you guys can check me out on YouTube at Taladia Plays. What I've got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing tomorrow a live stream for Absolute Flash and Absolute Green Lantern, covering that with Robert Willing. And then I might jump back into the gaming stuff. I haven't fully committed into it yet for Marvel. Maybe Marvel Rivals, maybe Star Wars, considering this is Star Wars month. So I might hop into Star Wars. I haven't decided yet.
Speaking of Star Wars, anybody been on Fortnite?
What's Star Wars?
Yeah, they took the freaking Battlefront mechanics of the fucking X-Wing and TIE fighters. But anyway, go ahead, Tyler. Where can we find you? Subscribe, all your links.
That's why Battlefront's better.
Also, they dropped the first episodes of Tales of the Underworld in Fortnite, which I found very...
Yeah, they did. That was weird.
So make sure you follow Tally the Plays and all that stuff at his link and everything at the name. And also
Taladia Play. Yeah, Taladia Plays and Taladia Plays _
So we've saved the best for last.
Yes.
Mike already went though.
He's the king we worship. He's the guy we all want to be.
No, not the black one.
No, he's the hat guy. He's the hat man.
Everybody's jealous of his hats. Darren, the floor is yours. Tell us where we must follow you and must watch. It's not a if, it's a must. All right.
Darren Sanctuary, like always, do 2 streams every week. This Thursday, Pipeline, Thunderbolts, just like everyone else this week. And check on Flipside with Darren, the new reaction channel we're trying to grow out. We got Last of Us reactions. We're about to start Dead City here pretty soon. And whatever I make coming up.
I'll make sure I link his new channel in the description. Everybody blow it up. Dead City is the
Walking Dead
spinoff.
Walking Dead, yeah.
Negan, Maggie.
With Negan and Maggie, yeah.
I don't watch those.
So what happened to Live City?
Wow. Well, since everybody said what they're doing, everyone's gonna be proud of me, but I'm getting back to doing my reactions. But I'll be, I'll be taking inspiration from Daren and from Taj, and I'll be editing them myself. You know, it's about time I stop being lazy and I stop being scared. I'm gonna edit them myself, and hoping for the best. Getting back to my rewatch reactions with Henry Danger, and then I'm gonna add in a little more just for Tosh. I think I'm gonna react to Ant Farm because I don't remember that show at all.
Yeah, Lance, do yourself a favor, save your money.
Wow,
I didn't say nothing yet.
that's disrespectful to Taj. Like, those are fighting words. So I mean, you gotta take that up with him.
Yeah.
Take that
I
up
didn't
with that
say
guy.
anything.
It's the face you made. Taj. But just be on the lookout. I'm gonna get back to posting more consistently. Just had some stuff going on that I had to handle family wise, and in 2 weeks, I know we announced that Daren will be doing his pipeline takeover in July, but he may also be doing it at the end of this month because of Memorial Day, and I forgot Memorial Day is a holiday.
Yeah.
We would let Phil do a Friday Phil takeover, but
I scared.
He's like, no. He's like, no.
I have banned myself from taking over other people's shows. Okay.
Lance wants to keep his channel.
Yeah. But and I don't think Chainsaw heard this earlier, but everyone here at Council of Creators, the real Council of Creators, that's what the asterisk is in my name. Everybody here at the Real Council of Creators is very appreciative of everybody viewing and sending all the super chats today, and we shall see you next week. If there is a Council of Creators tomorrow, it's the fake one. It's the fake one. That's not real. It's not real. We don't know.
That one has been canceled.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah,
I didn't say nothing. How's that fake? I didn't say.
No, we love Chainsaw. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Council of Creators, as usual. It's gonna be shenanigans, but hopefully shenanigans in the best way possible. And Chainsaw, I'm off tomorrow. Just a FYI.
Me too. We're back. You know, the OGs. We're not the new. We're the OGs who's suing for copyright
infringement. Yes.
Yes.
But
it sounds like everybody here has got at least one show to tune into every night this week.
Yeah, every night this week. There's
matter of fact, we should create a prime time schedule. And we're gonna post it on all our channels.
Hey, look, we should.
I mean, no, for real. I mean,
Mike, let's do that.
Seriously, I get back to my live streams and shit and everything. We'll all own a day, and then by determining of show. So let's say Miguel, he'll have Last of Us season 3, Mondays. And then we'll have I have House of Dragons season 3, and then let's see Chainsaw, you got has Ahsoka season 2, and let's go. I'm trying to think of who else can divide and conquer. Walking Dead, whatever. Invincible. No. Oh, Phil can love Invincible on Fridays.
I'll take
the episode drops on Thursday, so we can meet on Fridays. See, we'll do it. Manifest, pray on it in Jesus' name. It's anointed. See,
yes. I'll take X-Men 97 whenever it comes back.
Right? Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So we'll get that prime time schedule.
And I got My Adventures with Superman. I'm calling that now.
Yes. So yeah, we'll plan that out. Give you that summer, and we'll plan it for the summer. I'm already saying like we're gonna be doing this shit because we are, and I'm gonna give a grace period to the summer. So start pre-Comic-Con or post-Comic-Con, we have a prime time schedule on all of our channels. So everybody link in.
To get back from Comic-Con.
Yes, and let's all get monetized. Get all this train and everything. So yeah, let's go.
Well,
let's break bread together.
And just another heads up, Ranger Nation is back on the 18th, finishing up Mighty Morphin season 1 that none of us have even started. So
I haven't started the episode.
We might just be binging it the week off.
Yeah, we have like 25 episodes.
That's gonna be a slog.
Bro, it's because the show has been a slog thus far. Like, I don't remember it being as bad. But thank you everyone for being here, and I will catch everybody next time. Peace out. Peace, love, and soul. Phil's got a buzz cut.
World Star.
That surprised me.
Daren, Jesus Christ! I don't want to be down your throat.
I got a bald head.